Whoa, whoa.
The fates have aligned! Here we stand on the precipice of the apocalypse, and the gods have decreed, thou shalt step onto my Astro-Turf and kick the spheres around.
Step by step. Ooh, baby.
Gonna
get to you, girl.
That was worth it. It was worth it. It was a
I
good
agree.
one.
Welcome to Astro-Turf, Canadian astrology. I don't know why we put it as Canadian necessarily, but you are Canadian, so that kind of counts.
You know what I'll say? It's 49th parallel astrology, because I strongly believe in the tropical zodiac, and I have my own connection to it from the 49th parallel. So in a way, okay, you can call it Canadian, but I'll take the whole trip around the earth. Everyone who gets a real winter and a real summer, we're good.
Yeah, I mean, it does feel like 49th parallel, 49 degrees below zero. It's kind of related somehow, right? It's pretty cold right now.
Yeah, we're in a cold phase. We're in a cold phase.
Sweet. All right, so and let me tell you guys to go to FChat really quickly. You guys have to go to this link right here. And if you click on FChat, you can actually have the uncensored chat. Super chats are welcome. We prefer them in FChat because there's no mind control, or people taking money from you. Hey, look at the stars.
Is that the Pleiades? I think that's a colorized version of the Pleiades.
Well, it's not like they have actual pictures of stars, bro. It's all a lie.
Oh my goodness. Hey, I've got astronomical binoculars. That's pretty close. That's pretty close.
It's all flat Earth, bro. So yeah, you can go to FChat. Let me put our link to the video properly in FChat, actually, because then people can watch it directly in the FChat. So let me click up here. Is that right? Go down here. Turn off the live stream so I can put on the new live stream and fix. Cool. So now you can watch FChat. We'll have you watch Astro-Turf on Xirtus directly inside right now. So yeah, feel free to chat up in there. And this is where we posted before a lot of people's star maps so we could look at their astrology. So we're going to continue on that right now.
So what we were doing before was promoting astro-seek.com because Peter's the best. Love Peter. He has the best astro site. So if you wanna pull up your chart there, put in your details and send it to us, or if you want to send us a private message or whatever, and with your data we can plug it in, and however it works.
I'm just copying the link over into the FChat for people.
Yeah, that worked pretty well last time.
Gonna get to you, girl. Okay, all right. So
yeah.
And now we've got a non-typing, anticipating the insanity. Mythoclass being all Canadian right now. Oh, they got shy. Sup. Can you read me, Noah? This is Neil.
Good.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Neil. Oh, is that my Neil? If it's my Neil, I already sent you the link. This is a certified astronaut right here.
Yeah. Come on, jump in if you want. If you have the link, you're totally welcome to pop in.
Yes.
And Elio, and yeah, dude.
All right.
Born 1 a.m. Central Time on May 21st, 1970. Where? You know? we need you to fully dox yourself. You need to tell us where you were born.
That's 1 second. Let's see if I'm going to check something on my end.
Crispy Cruise.
Anyways, do they have the link to get into SteamYard?
Yeah, I can put the link into the F chat. How about that?
Yeah, might as well.
All right. If you want,
lost
if anybody want to jump in, and we'll just start reading you. Just send you the link to the F chat. So if you're interested in joining the show, so you can read your zodiac, just or answer some questions you have about zodiac itself or the way the stars are affecting your reality, go to the F chat, click on the link. Here's the link right here to F chat. Just go in there, and then you can click on the link to StreamYard, and then we'll welcome you into the show. So, oh yeah, what have you been up to? What you been doing, Noah?
Me? I've been reading charts. I've been. Oh, actually, I have better answers for that, and I'm blanking out right now. Coming up on Secret Sun, I'm going to be doing a yearly ahead forecast, which is a little late, but we're going to do it in February.
Excellent.
Chris asked me to do that. That's going to be fun. It's probably going to be for his Patreon though, but it's well worth subscribing to that. Actually, it's going to be on my Patreon too. We'll share that the good stuff there.
Hey.
Anyone? Hey, it is my Neil. It is indeed my Neil.
Just put him right in the middle.
This is
wow.
This is not a chart I'm unfamiliar with. I'll say right now.
Yeah, do you have it, or do you need me to get it up?
Oh yeah, I'll get it up because I've actually got it in the program I like to use. 1 second, let me pop this up. All right, look at this clunky show we're doing here.
It's crazy how Secret Sun's been around for like 20 years. It kind of blows my mind to think about that.
Totally.
Probably longer, but I've been, I'm in before 20 years. I'm sure that Chris has been doing this for 35 or more.
Yeah. Copy. Oh, 1 second. I got to do one thing here.
Gonna get to you, girl. Why is it so good?
Just is.
New Kids on the Block. It seems like a metaphor to the dawning of the age of Aquarius. So that's kind of what they were trying to say.
It's so true. Neil, listen. All right, where am I going here? All right, I'm gonna pop this.
Yeah, share your screen, share your chart.
I'll share my. Can I not just pop it in there?
You should be able to just open share screen.
Oh yeah, 1 second.
Yeah.
Well, then I got to do some extra stuff here. Such an engaging program. Oh, actually, I got it right here.
A little bit of fake AI generated rush for you while we wait.
Very good. Oh, I love it. This is like the music me and Neil make.
Did you hear? Once we got a little metal. Did you hear my new Max Rebo band? I made some new music for Max Rebo band.
No.
It's all in Huttese, authentic, proper grammared Huttese music. Yeah. Live from Jabba the Hutt's Palace. And if you don't like it, it's because you're too human.
Is it not working? You guys can't see my screen, eh?
No, you haven't pushed. You have to go down to the share.
Yeah, I did. It's not working. Sorry. Oh my goodness. I keep. It's not working. I don't know.
Dude, AI music is so much better than real people.
1 second. I'm gonna send a link to X to you, okay, Andreas? You don't delay this anymore. I'll just send the image file to you, okay?
Neil just gave up. I think it was too alien for Neil.
It wasn't alien enough. He's a certified Martian. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? He's a certified Martian. He'll be back.
Okay, so I have to open the screen because you can't open the screen.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I can't do it for you.
All right.
Sorry.
I'm not turning it off.
I sent it to you on X. You should have. No, Neil is the leader of a band called the Martian Crisis Unit. So he's alien as it gets.
Good.
Come on
Good.
back, Neil. Come on back.
Neil, come on back, boy. Come on back.
Well, I'll tell. Listen, way back in the 2000s, this little kid, this skeevy little nerdy kid.
Are you talking about
sent-
me?
Yeah, I'm talking about you.
Oh,
Send
More
me a
skeevy
message.
little nerdy kid, huh? Okay.
Listen, he sent me a message via the Zappa message board because he made this play. He had this play that he wanted Frank Zappa music for. And Gail Zappa just denied him because the profit potential of that high school play was too much to not get a payout. She was like, I need a payout on this. And so he went to me. And what I didn't quite realize, it's not that he was such a fan of my music. He just wanted the most harsh, abrasive stuff that you could possibly have. So I went to this high school play as a fully formed adult and got my mind blown. He had it was very meta. It was all way pretentious dialogue, but making fun of itself. And he had the actors running through the audience, screaming to the most chaotic
Shakespeare.
I made. It was amazing. Anyways, we've been best buds ever since.
So Shakespeare and Samuel Beckett. All right, now I'm more jealous. That sounds pretty good.
But when I knew him then, it was Alex. His name was Alex Armstrong. And then I go and meet his friends in Toronto, and everyone's going who's Alex? What are you talking about? And they're like, do you mean Neil? I'm like, Neil? What are you talking about? And I asked them why were you using Alex? Do you remember your response?
I give a different response every time someone asks me.
Well, then I'll give you your response. He said, because I was, and all serious, dead serious, I wasn't ready to be Neil Armstrong yet.
It's true.
All right, pull up his chart. Let's see what this Martian has going on.
Let's go.
All right, let's go back to the chart. We got the chart right here.
Nice. All right. So actually, I'm going to go full screen on this for myself so I can just see it more clearly. So what I want to talk about first off is here's something about the 8th house. The 8th house is the house of shared resources. And for an artist, you'll notice that when someone has a bunch of planets in the 8th house, their art is going to come off better when they start marshaling the forces of other people's creativity into their world. So Neil's created this band Martian Crisis Unit, which is it's kind of like a punk version of Sun Ra, maybe? Is that a fair kind of?
I mean, I don't feel like I touch the hem of Sun Ra's cosmic gown, but I mean, that's sort of what we're going for. Yes.
I mean, you do in the astral realm, but that's another story.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Sun Ra, big influence. Other bands like Devo. I like bands that are very science fiction, cosmic oriented. So yeah, I mean, the fact you'd call it that, I take as a big compliment. But yes.
Yeah, well, now that we're in the Aquarian season, right? This is all perfect. Going sci-fi, dystopian. It's very dystopian. You've got literal songs of George referencing 1984 and whatever. Yeah. At any rate, when you see this eighth house stuff, it's he just keeps bringing people into his fold. I've been a member of the band for a little mini tour, and it's and even the plays that Neil would make are these brilliant plays, but they're all about the individuals that he knows that he's placing parts for very specifically. It's fantastic stuff. Now, as you can see, he's got an exact conjunction of Mercury and Venus and Gemini. So it's about all the ideas, all the thoughts together, and making that into something beautiful to some, maybe not to everyone. Another awesome thing about Neil's chart is he's got this he's Libra rising, and Neil exemplifies the Libra rising in this way. First off, Neil's very much all about all the ideas. He likes having a balance. He likes creating works of art that present one idea and then a counter idea, and kind of dealing with that balance. But the thing about Libra risings is that they have an Aries descendant. So Libra risings always bring these very chaotic people into their lives, this very fiery energy. And Neil, more than most, probably because his rising is ruled by Venus in Gemini with Mercury that rules it, he thrives in having all these disparate personalities coming at him. And I mean, I love to hang out with Neil. Neil's from Toronto. That's where Martian Crisis Unit is. They got some shows coming up. We'll let him talk about that later. But you walk around Toronto with Neil, and he's just the mayor of Toronto. He's the mayor of the freaks of Toronto. You're just walking around, and there's all these crazy people coming up to you, and it's amazing. But I've seen these some of them are like really difficult personalities. Like some of your best friends are really like gloriously difficult human beings that I certainly have a lot of love for. And you thrive in like, how do I make this work? How do I make this harmonious? And that's something a lot of like Libra rising people have going for them. Some of them less successfully than Neil, but Neil certainly does it. And of course, he's got Pisces in the 5th. He's got the moon and Mars in Pisces. So there's that, artistic bent. That's why he's got to be an artist, right? 5th house of creativity.
Yeah.
And I mean, midheaven in Leo. So there's, they got to succeed. You got to be so he is the like front man of this band of chaos, which you guys should go check out. You can actually see, there's a whole live show that was like direct to soundboard from Hamilton. If you search Martian Crisis Unit Hamilton, you should get it. Which is like really, my synth was mixed way too loud. It's just me just shitting all over Neil's band. But it's a fun show. It's really, really fun.
Is it this dumpster?
That's
dumpster
not.
That's something else.
That is the band.
Still though, look how cool you look. Holy cow, bro.
It's awesome.
Look how cool, because everyone else is like doing all this stuff, and you're like so serious.
Yeah,
you look like an Austrian conductor.
Well, sometimes he's an evil clown. You never know.
Recently it's been more evil clown, but yeah, I'm uncharacteristically calm in this one.
I'm not allowed to say that the Austrians are evil clowns. Oh my! All right, well, you know what? I definitely need to get to your show. I gotta get to your show.
Yeah.
Oh man, whatever happened just now? Okay, I'll be right back. Let me just get to the right page.
Yeah.
Whoops.
I want to point out one more thing about Neil's chart because
I'm pulling it back up.
Really personal to me.
Do we do it? Okay, got it. Great.
So Neil's born in this like generation that like the New Age 70s. We're talking the Indigo children, and really what that was this like pile up of outer planets in Capricorn from about like kind of started 87 and it goes through till 90, 91. But we had like Neptune, Uranus, and Saturn all in Capricorn, which is the indigo, the color indigo. And this generation has just relentlessly sought me out in life. Like I'm always befriending these people who are, almost a decade younger than me. Still to this day, it's always this generation coming at me. And I believe why is because I have my Mercury at 0 degrees of Cancer, and so the opposition is like a challenge. But like you can see each other really clearly. And Mercury is of course very important in my chart as a Gemini sun. And I don't know, you guys are my people continuously. But it's because so Neil's interesting because he's born, Saturn has just made the conjunction to Uranus and has just moved into Capricorn. So he's got that powerful Saturn capable of structuring things and actually building like plays. Like It's a Stupid Life was amazing. It's too bad there's no document of that. That was timely and continues to be more timely. But Uranus is still like hanging back in Sag. So like you were born in a moment because Uranus and Neptune derail Saturn. Like they are so contrary to everything Saturn wants to do, right? They want like Neptune wants dreamy and no borders and we're all one. And Uranus wants just like shocking change, no thought, go on your individuality. And Saturn is like, what is the structure? What is the ancestry? What does society want, right? And so, but it's interesting because you got that Saturn just past Uranus. I think it's a little easier for you to actually structure things. And again, you see that kind of like opposition, right? Like all your stuff up in Gemini, Venus, Mercury, Sun is opposing this chaos, right? But what I say for these people, if you're born like 87 to 91, it's like you can structure things in your life that have relevance and go forward into the future. They have to be weird. You know what? They have to be mystical. They have to be strange. And then you can do it because your Saturn has to satisfy the Uranus and the Neptune. And Saturn rules them, not Uranus in this case, but Saturn rules them. And therefore you can get a handle on that. It's just, you can't simply be a Capricorn. You can't just do the Capricorn honoring honoring the society as it is and the hierarchy as it is. You have to do the strange and new. And really, this alignment was building up to this new age of air we're in as of 2020. This was like still within the first hit of that, the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction in Libra. And this was like another one, because we had this legendary, it happens every few hundred years, Uranus and Neptune conjoin. We had that in our lifetime. That was in like 92, 93. And like those were these energies breaking up the age of Earth. Just like in the 60s, we had, it was Uranus and Pluto conjuncted in the 60s in Virgo. So it was like the outer planets were coming in now that we knew about them. This is the first century we knew about these outer planets, other than, while Uranus has been a few centuries, and then Neptune was in the 1800s and Pluto was in the 1900s. That these big conjunctions all happened in Earth signs in order to break up the energy of the age of Earth, which was the most atheistic, materialist age that we've ever experienced. And now we're in the age of air, the beginning phases, and it's like, what's new? What are the new ideas? How can we structure society in a better way? And Neil, this is your responsibility. What are you going to do about it?
Oh, God. I mean, I've been trying. What is I always heard this thing, indigo children. I don't know
I'm
really what that entails, but even as a child, I was told about this.
Yeah, it means that indigo children all have hippie parents. Like that's kind of
sure. I mean, my parents weren't hippies. My parents didn't tell me about this, but yeah, teachers or
true.
I was aware of this idea as a kid.
Yeah, I had yuppie parents, so I don't know what happened with that, but we're both indigo children no matter what. I guess it's supposed to be like an aura thing. Last time we looked into it, it was like there was the ultraviolet generation is like the grandparents of the 1920s. And then there's the Rainbow Warriors. The Bugles video killed the radio star. You know that band, of course?
Yeah.
They have an album about the age of plastic. And let's see here, the Age of Plastic, is this right? And it has a song, Waiting for the Rainbow Warrior, right? That's their whole thing, is that whole generation. Yeah, I think it's Age of Plastic, Rainbow. Does it show you somewhere the songs? Rainbow Warrior Bugles. But yeah, so the Rainbow Warriors are those kids often born in the 70s or after 69, born after the 69 hippie movement, and they had a lot of, I think the Rainbow Warriors are there to help the indigo children, and that's kind of what I think is going on with Noah, right? Noah's kind of a Rainbow Warrior. Am I right?
Noah,
it sounds gay. It does, but I mean it in a nice way.
All right,
the ladies love the Rainbow Warriors, and then the indigo children couldn't get anywhere without a Rainbow Warrior.
Listen,
up,
I had two of every kind on the boat, and I didn't check genitals.
Yeah, Canadians are too polite to do that.
There you go. Yeah. So another interesting thing for Neil right now is like, look, his IC, which is your deep core motivation, is at 2 degrees of Aquarius, where we have this giant stellium forming right now. Tomorrow, Mars is going to move in there, and we're going to have Mars with Pluto, which is pretty nasty. The next week we might see some blow up in Minnesota with what's going on down there. But Mercury, Venus, and the Sun also all in Aquarius right now, right up on your IC. Big days. Good time to get an application in at the Transac, I think.
Yeah. I'm really trying to plant a lot of seeds right now. I'm curious about this IC thing. I understand what the IC is, but obviously, you said I had Pluto on it for for like 2 or 3 a couple of years. So what is that? I don't know. What's the significance of that?
That's a profound redefinition of your inner core, of like almost your dreams in life sometimes, but also like the IC can be the end of things. So like it can sometimes pretend like giving up on life entirely. But really, Pluto on the IC, Pluto on any angle. We only get one transit of Pluto on an angle. Most people, anyways. It'd be pretty rare to get Pluto crossing 2 angles. Can be one of the most defining moments in life. It's a multi-year transit. I mean, I had it as a child. It was brutal. It was absolutely brutal until Robin Armstrong, who became my astrology teacher, saw that happening, and he used to hang out with the Christians for Christmas. It was bizarre, a bizarre choice, and it was all like because I've taken his course and he maps his whole life out and to teach astrology. It was always a Uranus transit. The weirdest thing the new age astrologer from Toronto could do would be come up north and hang out with Christians. Uranus transit. So anyways, he gave me drumsticks, and then he said he got out my mom's pots and pans and was like, you can drum. And then I started like drumming on these pots and pans and breaking my mom's stuff. And then I had a paper route and they took half money for my paper route and they bought me a drum kit. It saved my life. Like really, it saved my life. I was in a miserable experience back then. So like Pluto on the IC can be one of the roughest transits that are out there.
Yo, Crypto Alchemist is here. What's up, Crypto? You're climbing a mountain in California. I just saw earlier a documentary about Zionism that our friend put out, and I was watching it, and I looked over here, and I saw, is that you? Is that you, Bernie? Is this you in California, like converting to Islam? You should be very careful about being in California that long. Okay. Just love you, bro. Love you. All right.
You got any other questions about your chart, Neil?
Here, I'm pulling it back here. 1 second. There you
go. No, I don't have any more questions.
We've talked about it a lot. How about like this though? Like, you should say what you want to do with the next year of your life. What's your goal?
That's interesting. I mean, I did just spend 10 years doing this band, and I love the band so much, and it's brought so much joy and community to me, and really helped my self-expression. But, you know, there's no, as I've learned time and time again, there's no money in music whatsoever. And I don't feel like I have any level of career, and I need to figure out something else. And I don't see myself getting any sort of job that isn't utilizing my creativity. So right now I feel like I'm in a bit of a reckoning where I'm trying to figure out, not to imply that I'm going to stop doing music, but of other stuff I can do that might fit a bit more of a traditional career mold. By traditional, I mean, I literally just mean a career that actually pays you.
We're going to need new marches, you know what I mean? For like new dictatorships. Like the future is bright for musicians, if you think about it.
Yeah, if only some fascists could commission me.
Where's all the money?
You got to get ahead of the game and actually march for the new fascists would be a great Martian song. I can see that already coming.
Neoliberal march for the new fascists.
Well, like what I've always said about you, Neil, is that actually pull up his chart again.
All right.
I got to see that.
Tell me what to do more. I like it. Here we go.
So it's funny also, well, that your second house is ruled by Scorpio, so it is ruled by Mars. So it's sort of like calling your band Martian Crisis Unit was kind of a good synchronicity there. But I always felt like the work you have to do, because I think you've had a really interesting life and you draw all these fascinating characters into your life, is I still feel like you need to write a book that's like autobiographical or at least fictionalized biography. Like I still believe that's I don't know. I've always said that to you. I know maybe it sounds boring to you because you're just out there living it. But yeah, I still feel like there's a potential there.
Yeah, I mean, I've been writing a movie script, which I feel like is partially drawing from my own life. So, I mean, it's not a book, but it's in that zone.
Oh, nice. And you're going to make that with the director of Poo Poo Pee Pee Man?
Probably. It's not necessarily set in stone yet. We're trying to get a real budget for it. And so the budget is going to dictate.
Yeah,
that sounds awesome, man. That's great. Rad.
The production quality of Stable wasn't good enough for you? What are you talking about?
Have you thought about like just including like a handicapped First Native transgender girl who's
could honestly get us some extra cash with Stable?
It's weird because I'm like trained in making money from advertisements in movies, but only in Canada. For some reason, I know like. That's what I decided I was most interested in, is just knowing exactly how to include every single subsidy that the Canadian government will pay you. Yeah. You should actually, if you include like several beavers on the production, and if you save one, they'll give you $100,000. So
Interesting.
Well, Neil is very inclusive, so I'm sure he could pull it off from a
Could
real
make something
perspective.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you could have like a Red Bull car just for good measure. Like the
Oh
whole
my-
movie is about you when you were young, but you were driving a Red Bull car. You know?
Yeah, I don't think I can make the Red Bull car work, but we need a lot of actors. So
Well, then the girl will ask you, like, you'll meet a beautiful woman,
yeah.
and it'll be a trans woman, but it'll still be beautiful. And then they're gonna say, like, why do you drive the Red Bull car? And you'll say, you know, it's just a vehicle that gets me where I need to
That's
go.
where I need to go. It gives me wings.
You know?
Yeah.
All right. That's better than astrology. That's straight up capitalism, you know? Like
Yeah, why are we doing astrology? What a waste of time.
Well, you know, millionaires don't do astrology, billionaires do, right? That's
Yeah, I don't aspire to be a billionaire, so I don't know what I'm wasting my time with.
It is hard. Okay. Well, okay. So your plan then is to make some sort of a, you know, and you're making this movie not just to express yourself, but because you want that art to help other people know how they can express themselves. I'm assuming that was what you're saying, or what's the reason?
Well, that's a good question. Why am I making the movie? It's just a movie I think is fun and funny and might be inspiring. I mean, it's a pretty nihilistic film in a way. I don't know if it would inspire people, but I'd hope so.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm excited. I want to see it. I like the sound of your music so far, and I look forward to this project. That sounds pretty
It's
big.
weird because you're not a nihilistic person, though.
Yeah, but I live
You're
in a nihilistic society.
He's a nihilistic
So, you know,
person.
I'm reflective.
Fair enough. All right.
Great.
Well,
thanks so much.
Yeah, that was
Base,
fun.
man.
You got
Yeah.
any shows coming up?
I'll do my quick plug.
Yeah.
Our next show on the books is April 29th at Houndstooth. We might have something booked in March though. Hopefully, if you're listening and are interested, please follow me on Instagram. My handle is Martian Crisis or Martian_Crisis. We're putting out an album this year, and then I also have my current album for sale for pay what you can. It's a USB disc that I'll mail to you, and yeah, please check us out. And yeah, thanks so much for your time, and I really appreciate the reading.
I feel like that's the most Aquarius thing you could do is I will mail you a USB disc.
Yeah, it's true. I don't need this shit hitting the internet. I want it completely just computer to computer.
Nice. Well, you've moved into the future. Your last release was a cassette tape, so that was a wise move in 2018.
Yes, and our next album, I think it will be proper streaming on everything.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
So much to my chagrin, I think that's the right move.
Great.
Well, how else will you train the robots to make better music?
Yeah, well, that's interesting as well. I also have been plugging my. I don't want to. Please don't. I don't need this to be spread too far. Let's keep this in the chat. But I've also been putting my own songs into the AI music generator and having them the same song, but in a variety of different genres. Mm-hmm. And it's actually made me more confident in my ability as a songwriter because I hear my own song as like a well-polished, produced pop dance song.
Totally.
And I'm like, wow, it actually is a well-written song.
All you need is MK Ultra to put a little bit of hypnosis behind the backbeat there, and it's yeah.
But we're never gonna be like that, so that's fine. But it's making me see an alternative dimension.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks everyone.
Well,
and
note he's got songs about Mothman. You probably have an MK Ultra song. I don't even know.
We do.
Yeah.
It's called It's called Google MK Ultra.
Chemtrails. He's got songs about all your favorite hits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always a pleasure, Neil. And
of course. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good rest of your stream.
Thanks,
I'll listen to it a bit, but I got this thing to work on too. So
I hope you do.
How it goes. Okay. See you later. Bye.
Later.
Neil is deGrasse Tyson. There it is. Well, so that was awesome. I really like him. I wish we had more time to ask him about his music. So at some point, let's get him back to talk about his music more because there's a lot of stuff I want to check out all of his songs before I talk to him about it. But cool guy that you found us.
Oh, he's the best. I mean, we made a film together. We've done so much over the years. We've done so much stuff. But check out the Hamilton show. Is insane. It's absolutely so chaotic, and you can see me be a psychic on stage too, which is really important.
Okay, Phantom Vertex is in the F chat, and they said they wanted to be read next.
Good.
So I'm sending you, the link is up here. Let me just repost it for you. But just pop in this link here, Phantom, and then we can read you next. And while we wait for that, in the meantime, maybe you can tell people what they can expect in the ending of January and beginning of February. What do you think is likely to be going on in the world? And if you want me to pull up a chart or anything, I don't know, but
just pull up the chart of the moment and we'll animate it. But basically, tomorrow Mars moves into Aquarius. We have a 5-planet. I already mentioned this, a 5-planet stellium in Aquarius, which and I started looking into this because of your live stream with Anna Nicole Wordsmith. Or no, sorry, that was the one with Brittany. That was the one with Brittany about what was going on in Minnesota, and it was they're doing a big protest tomorrow, and I actually if you go on my
which is crazy because it's negative 45 degrees Fahrenheit. So who's protesting in that weather? I just don't understand. Kids can't go to school. People can't go to work. But are you kidding me? I mean, how do you have and this is the rules of attraction that we're thinking about ice. And so it's so cold now because they say ice all the time and they don't realize that's why it's freezing. It's weather control through mind control. It's actually cheaper than Israeli lasers.
Well, having a protest in the freezing cold promotes maximum conflict because you're going to want that friction of actually butting heads to warm up.
Yeah, it's like Moscow in World War II. It's just a bad idea, but okay. We'll see how it happens.
So if you go to tomorrow, go one day ahead, animate the chart.
Okay. What? Do I do one day?
The blue. Just click on the blue arrow going right forward. Go to one day. You see the one day?
Oh, yeah. I see. Thank you. Yeah. Okay.
So tomorrow Mars is going to move in. Okay, that's heavy enough. Now go like 1 month.
Wait. Elaborate. So because this is important. The 23rd, which is the day that the Minnesota Civil War, ice, all this stuff, you're telling me that Mars is moving in? So that insinuates war. No? I mean,
it's a Mars Pluto is a very violent configuration. It's a very it's an upwelling of anger and power struggles coming from the chthonic realm, right? And remember that so Venus and Mercury had a cazimi with the sun about a week ago, all at the same moment, both of them. So the sun seated in Capricorn with this energy of the next Venus and Mercury cycle. It's all tied together for this extremely tumultuous spring we're heading into, okay? Now, this is the first big moment now that we have this stellium of 5 planets, and Mars is going to meet Pluto again. It does it every 2 years, right? And every year you're going to have 2 hard aspects to Pluto from Mars. But often it's sudden explosions, sudden things happening out of nowhere, and it's happening on a day where everyone kind of expects it to happen. So I'm almost tempted to say it's not going to explode, because it's too expected, But for people who don't think civil war is possible in the U.S., they might be surprised.
So 24th, you got the line extending even more, and then 25th, we have all of a sudden, this change. And tell us about it.
What do you mean by the change on the 25th?
Well, because 24th,
Oh, you're talking about the moon squaring it. Yeah, well, but I mean the moon also on the 21st, if you go back. I mean, the moon aspects do trigger things, right?
Receptivity.
Yeah. So the 21st is tomorrow? No. Sorry, not the
23rd. 23rd is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right. And so you can see, like you said, it's moving into Mars, and then let's go a little further forward, 26 maybe. What do you see on 26th to the 27th and 28th?
I mean, then you've got a trine from the moon. I mean, these are just if the Minnesota thing doesn't kick it off. And by the way, you can go to my Facebook group, my Facing North group on Facebook. I wrote a post about this alignment with more, not being on a live stream, trying to remember exactly where I was going with all of it. But I cast the chart from Hillary Clinton's at the beginning of her speech, which is happening in Minnesota on that same day, which is pretty wild, which just makes it seem. But the thing here is that Aquarius is the sign that's opposed Leo. Okay, so Pluto being in Aquarius, the last time that happened was the French Revolution. Okay, and it came on the heels of the American Revolution. So Pluto in Aquarius literally is the death of kings. And one of the interesting things that happened when Pluto moved into Hollywood into Aquarius is that Hollywood started to dissipate, because Hollywood, as we know it, the golden age of Hollywood was Pluto in Leo. Okay. And so now Pluto's opposing its point, and really these actors have been our kings for a long time, right? They've been the royalty of our modern age in America, anyways. And
okay, Vertex is back here, by the way, so we'll go to him. Right. We'll go to you in a second. Here.
Yeah. So what's this chart? Oh, this is cast from the moment that Hillary Clinton takes the stage, because we had a timed event in Minneapolis. So I thought that was interesting. Oh. I'm trying to remember what I actually was saying about it now. Anyways, you can read the post. Let's get to Vertex.
Yeah, we'll do this afterwards. After Vertex, we'll come back to the Hillary Clinton post.
Actually, point being though about the stellium in Aquarius is it favors the people who are trying to upend the power structure.
Okay.
It favors that, and then going forward, we have more chaos going on. But anyways, Phantom Vertex. Hello, how you doing?
How's it going? Okay, so you sent a chart somewhere. Is that you know where I can find that chart? Your chart? I don't know if I still have a copy of it. I'm sorry. It's ephemeral, so things get lost, and we're not really doxing people as well as we should be.
Yeah, I worry about
that. May 21st, 1970, 1 a.m. CST, Dayton, Ohio. Okay. So I take that to Astro-Seeker.
Good doxing. Good doxing.
Okay. So I'll pop in here to Astro-Seeker, and then I should put May 21st, 1970 at 1 a.m. in you said Ohio, right? In Dayton, Ohio. Calculate chart. And I just realized it's not on the right page. So let's move it over here. Okay. Great.
Dayton, Ohio, Places. All right, nice. This is your chart, eh? May 21. Oh, so you are Taurus. I was wondering about that. May 21. So you're right at the end of Taurus. You're getting tired and fed up.
Gemini.
What's that?
Identifies Gemini.
You identify as Gemini. Well, you've got a Mars-Venus conjunction in Gemini, so of course Gemini is strong. What's the actual birth time? You go back.
Yeah, hold on. Let me just 1 a.m.
1 a.m. So you have a loose birth time, but with 29 degrees 44 minutes, you probably are a Taurus sun. And in fact, you kind of look like a Taurus sun to me. So, but that's not to say that you don't have potent Gemini energy with Mars and Venus. And it's funny, I identify as a Gemini sun. Any planet in the 29th degree of a sign is like, I'm fed up with this sign. You know what I mean? It's like that sign has run its course and you're ready to move on to the next thing. And with Mars being in Gemini, it's like your energy, your muscles, your masculine energy is like, yeah, I'm a Gemini. It's about the ideas, you know? So it's in your chart. It's not that it's not in your chart. And what's interesting is you've got the moon in Sagittarius opposing all that, right? Like you're born on a full moon. You know that, right?
I did not know that.
Yeah, you were born on a full moon. In fact, you were born just, like 1 hour past the totality of the full moon. But the full moon was with Neptune. Neptune was right there on that moon. You know, but the moon has just moved into Sag, which clears that energy quite a bit, even though they're less than a degree apart. Look at that, the moon and Neptune less than a degree apart. So within your inner world, there's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of like fantasies and dreams that are never going to be real, right?
Good to know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the question I have more than anything is whether you're actually a Capricorn ascendant or an Aquarius ascendant, because that changes really quick. You're at 29 degrees of Capricorn with a time chart like that. I mean, I'd assume you're actually an Aquarius ascendant, not a Capricorn ascendant, especially if you're identifying with the air of Gemini so much. So Aquarius is also an air sign, so that would be adding more air into your chart.
I don't know if this makes a difference. My wife was born, let's see, January 20th. So I don't know if that's like, I need her to offset my energy.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Yeah, could be. Let's see what else we got going on. So you've got so you've got a Mars-Venus conjunction, and it's trined by Jupiter up in Libra. So you have a lot of air energy, especially if you are an Aquarius ascendant, right? Like that changes things quite a bit. But I mean, so your Mars and Venus are in the 5th house. So what's your creative outlet? Oh, before you wait, before you tell me, your Mars is on Capella, which can imply that's the Alpha Auriga star. It's like the she goat that nursed Zeus to health, Zeus to health, like as a baby when he was stolen away from his tyrannical father. And you've got Jupiter trining that, and in fact, retrograde moving back to get a tighter trine to Mars. Now, Capella can have implications of like how things work. So the creativity could be very minutia about like how you fit things together and how you make something work, and it can be very practical too.
That's interesting. Right now, like last year, I was on the job hunt, and I just kind of gave up and said, I'm going to start an AI lab. And that's kind of where I am now.
Okay.
Epic.
I laugh. Okay, again, I'm pretty sure you're Aquarius ascendant. Like, so what's
confusion? Yeah, you got me there.
What do you do with your AI lab? What's the deal there?
I've got a few projects. My main project now, I've got an AI avatar that you can talk to, and she talks back and does like expressions and dances, and it's an uncensored model.
Isn't the whole point of having an AI girlfriend is she's not allowed to talk back? Never mind.
I mean, there's a button to basically
Well, look at your chart is very receptive too, right? Like you've got some stuff. So if you look at the midheaven to IC line, which is going from Scorpio to Taurus, that everything on the right hand side of that is setting. This is all receptive planets. So yeah, you would want it's more important for you to get the energy back. Although your moon is projective, almost right up at the midheaven.
So you're saying I need to release my shit quick before the energy goes away?
No. What I mean is that you've got a lot of, especially your solar creative energy down in the 4th house, kind of needs energy coming in from other people. That's important for it. Whereas people who have more projective energy are more about their own ideas going out, and it's not as important if other people get it or not. But your Mercury, that Mercury-Saturn conjunction, yeah, that's heavy too in the 3rd house.
Collaborating more, you're saying?
No, probably not, because you've got Pluto and Uranus in your 8th house. So probably collaboration is going to be power struggles and difficulties.
Mm-hmm.
But you need people to you want to hear people's opinions. You need to get their opinions to get your stuff to work. The problem being that you've got this fixed Mercury, and Mercury tends to not like being fixed. Mercury's how you talk, you communicate with other people, and it's with Saturn, which is adding this whole other layer of fixity to it. And it's projective in the 3rd house. So this is an energy that, even though you creatively need other people's input, when you're expressing yourself, it tends to be more not very receptive. Like you might have a hard time hearing what other people have to tell you.
I can see that. Yeah, it's yeah, I'm a geek.
Yeah, well, and you're like very, your thought process is stubborn, like it's Taurus. So it's and I mean, so you identify as a Gemini, and there is prominent, powerful Gemini energy in your chart. Now, if you're a solar Taurus, which pretty much you have to be, unless we got the AM PM mixed up or something like that.
No, it's the middle of the night. Goes with the chaos, right?
And so you're born on a full moon, and the moon is right at the midheaven. Like, look at that; it was culminating. Like, if you see that heavy line, is the midheaven. Okay, so that's like right up when you were being born. Your mother might have looked out the window and saw this glorious full moon. But moon above the horizon and sun below the horizon is less comfortable than moon below the horizon, sun above the horizon. In a way. I mean, no, it's a night chart. So you've got what you're going to do to be successful in the world has to satisfy your inner self. That's a big part of it, which is difficult because you've got moon with Neptune. Now, just like we were talking with Neil, how Saturn had just moved past, it was a very tight conjunction of Saturn Uranus, but it crossed signs. That makes a big difference. You've got that with your moon and Neptune, but it's cross signs. So I kind of flippantly, and I shouldn't be this flippant, say, oh, you've got dreams that'll never come true. That's not the case. That's like me thinking out loud, which is dangerous about this show. But like you can make them real. It's just like you're going to have a propensity to dream things that are going to be difficult to actually manifest. Now, Moon in Sagittarius is a great place for the moon because Jupiter and the moon just love each other, right? And your Jupiter is like by sign sextile. Jupiter's at the end of Libra, the moon's, so not quite a tight sextile, but via sign, both masculine signs. And I mean, you're willing to, the rest of your chart, if you weren't born on a full moon in Sagittarius, you probably wouldn't come on this show. You know what I mean? It's that Sag moon that you're willing to put your inner world out there, because Sag is all about the truth. It's all about what is the highest truth, right? And Sag energy tends to not care about being embarrassed or it's not a prideful sign, despite being a fire sign. It's like, what's the truth? Let's get to it. And so having your moon there allows you to come and sort of express your inner self. When, like a Taurus sun generally isn't going to talk about their emotions, that's going to keep it inside. But yeah. And I mean, it's a fuzzy birth time, so I don't want to talk about the part of fortune, but if you were born exactly on that moment, your lot of fortune is right on the descendant, implying, the importance of having a partner. Like, do you have a permanent partner? Like,
yep. Yeah. I've been married for like forever, 20 years, 2,000 years.
Wow. Yeah. Which is, that's a very Korean thing, right? Like once you find someone that works with you, you dig in your heels. That's the bull digging their heels into the mud. And then if you got a lot of fortune in Cancer, 29, but it's probably 0 degrees of Leo. Like, but the moon and the sun relationship won't change. So yeah, your lot of fortune, no matter what, is because you're a full moon, is going to be on your descendant, no matter what your birth time is. So, yeah, but probably, I mean, does she have Leo placements?
What's that? I'm not sure what that means. She was born January 20th.
Yeah, well, you'd have to know her whole chart. We won't drag her into this. We won't drag
She's
her
like,
into this. But
if I left her, she would hunt me down.
Well, that could be Leo or Cancer. Hard to know. Cancer would hunt you down with tears, and Leo would hunt you down with fiery claws. But it would be, Cancer would be like the loss of security. Leo would be the loss of pride. Like, how dare he leave me? I'm going to get back. I'm going to leave him. Do you have any questions about your chart? What's going on in your life? That sort of thing?
Let's see. Well, I guess, I got my AI lab, and it's gone I was just kind of like, let's see how this goes. I've gotten a lot more done than I ever thought, but, it doesn't pay well. Pays like zero. Yeah. So I'm looking for a job, want to monetize, something like that. So this year I want something to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, except you've got Saturn. Saturn is in Aries right now. It's about to move back into Aries with Neptune in your second house. Saturn is going to meet Aries. Oh gosh. Saturn is going to meet Neptune at the 0th degree of Aries in 2 months. That's the second house is money. That's not good for your money. You know what I mean? And Saturn moving down into the bottom quadrant of your chart is not a great time for new things. Okay. Now Jupiter is in Cancer right now. It's going to station direct in a couple months, which is the 6th house. I mean, so the 6th house can be, it's not a good time for career for you, but it could be a good time for finding a steady job in the meantime. Like, the phase of life you're in is not really about attaining those big goals right now. Okay. But there's a potential for you to, I mean, it's hard to say without doing a deeper dive into your chart, but just from what I can see right now, I would be trying to find a steady job. I'd be trying to look for something in the meantime. And like Saturn moving down, it's moving through your second, and then it'll be especially when Saturn's in your third, you're going to be moving up on your, I guess that is your second Saturn return, or no, your first Saturn return, right? No, yeah, your second Saturn return coming up in a few years. So when Saturn starts moving into your third house will be a good time to start piecing that like AI thing together. At any rate, it's a good time for like the drudgery of work. So if there's like more monotonous stuff to be done to build your AI model, it's a good time for that.
Uh-huh.
Andreas, can you just pop up what was his what was his natal information again? I want to just look at something. Actually, yeah, I'll do it my way.
Right here.
Yeah, thank you. What else is going on in your life while I plug this in? What interesting is happening for you right now?
Let's see. So I got that going on. I am about to get on the job trail, so that kind of works as what you're saying. We just had some construction on my house, which was annoying for like 3 weeks, but it's over. That's about it, you know. Waiting for the crypto market to come back. I don't know if it will.
Yeah, that's tricky. That's tricky. Can you show his chart again? Just his natal chart? Zoom out. In Uranus. So when construction on your house, yeah, that's funny because so the fourth house would be the home. It's the house of the home, right? It's the house of the home, and Uranus is there right now. So shocking changes. You're renovating your home, and actually Uranus is like gonna come right back onto your sun soon for the final hit to your sun, which by the way is an extremely can be an inspiring time. Like when did the idea for this AI model come about?
I've kind of had the idea in my mind for years, but I just started like last February. I'm like, I'm doing it. And I just started.
Right. So yeah, so while Uranus was on your sun, it's incredible. Like shit. And how Uranian AI models, right? Especially Uranus once it moves into Gemini again, is going to be extremely good for AI models, especially as it's trining Pluto and Aquarius. Like this is when we're going to see a big explosion in AI. So that in a mundane sense, and actually Uranus on your sun is really good for what you're trying to do. It's just that like Saturn and Jupiter are kind of, you know what? By the end of the year, Jupiter on your descendant could bring you a lot of like energy from outside. So when Jupiter hits your descendant, which is going to be like this summer, that would be a good time to try and time a release around.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just find exactly when. So a little fast. So
yeah, I've got friends who are in AI, and I've done demos, and I'm not good at demos, but the people love the product, and all my friends are like, "You should have shipped this thing already."
Interesting. I would wait until around July once Jupiter is in Leo, which was where I believe your descendant to be, or you could do it at the end of Cancer if you still want to get that exalted Jupiter juice. But around then is going to be a better time for you to be received. Okay, your Saturn is not helping you that much yet, so it's hard for anything that's structured and rigid, but could still be good for what you're trying to do. Like Saturn in the second house is restricting and restraining to your money. But if you do the hard work and make the effort and keep working towards it, there's a potential for rewards with Saturn. So, maybe like, yeah, do your thing, but it's also a good time to get a day job in the meantime. Something that doesn't take up too much of your time so that you can keep working at what you're working. Oh, wow. Yeah. So also like a year ago, you went through your progressed lunar return, which would have been probably the spark of like, we need to renovate the home. There's problems with our home. I guess it would have been around a year ago. Yeah. Interesting. And via your progressions, just taking a quick look. Well, that part's hard to know because we have a fuzzy birth time, but it looks like your ascendant is about to move into Taurus from Aries within the progressed. So that's interesting. So there's more of a comfort level, but more of an aesthetic quality coming in. But also from your progressed lunation cycle, you do have a waxing full moon that's gonna like peak in around 2029, beginning of 2029. And that's going to be a culmination of what took place. Let me see when you had your progressed new moon. So if we go to around November of 2013, okay, that was your progressed new moon, which would have been not necessarily something big happening in that moment, but seeding things that you're working towards now. Do you have any idea what that might have been?
2013. Oh, when was that? What was I doing? I just moved a lot, and I think. See that? I think that was around when I settled in San Francisco for a while.
Yeah, interesting. And where are you now? What?
I'm in Austin, Texas.
Wow.
Rolled up and went back to Texas.
So it's possible San Francisco could come back in some way in like 2029 when you get your progressed full moon. A lot of that stuff it's worth thinking about though. In terms of it's more of your inner journey through life, where you feel like there's a new start, where that start culminates, and then the waning phase is when you have to come back and start making changes. Like the waning phase to the half moon is like, okay, we've done something, now we have to give it back to people. And then when you get to the half moon phase, that's like, okay, I've done what I was supposed to do. What's next? And often that when you get to the waning progressed lunation phase, it's a very difficult time of like, if you want to hold on to what you had, it's time to let it go. But you're in the waxing phase, which is the best phase, So like there are indications that you could make this work for yourself. So I gave you a timing there, like July. Try and release it in July. Make that your goal. And then you're kind of like satisfying the diligent work of Saturn and what Jupiter's trying to do in the 6th house. That's my recommendation for you.
Cool. Yeah, last night I consulted OpenAI. I'm like, so here's my deal. Give me a plan. Remarkably similar.
Huh. Interesting. Well, the astrologers are getting in there on AI. I'm not, but they're training it. So we'll see where that leads. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
Do we have anyone else lined up, Andreas? Or oh, you're muted, Andreas.
Sorry. Yeah, dude, Phantom, thank you for being here, and I look forward to checking out your AI project. I'm sorry I wasn't aware. I would have visited you when I went to do the graphene research in Austin. I mean, I'm really excited about all the techs coming out of Austin, but I was going to say going into Austin, too. It seems like everyone's abandoning ship in California, so you might be at the cradle of civilization anytime, or at least ground zero, whatever.
Do you have a potential name for your AI?
I've been calling her Ava. So Ava, the avatar, the amazing virtual avatar. But I've discovered that there's 50 Avas. So I'm not sure. I think I might have to rebrand.
Yeah. Okay.
I might go with Agatha, the AI generated avatar that's hella awesome.
Hella awesome. Hella is also a good name for an AI company, I think. Just Hella,
See, this is how we know your Mercury is in Gemini, because if it was in Taurus, you'd be like, no, I have Ava. That's the name. Oh, wait. Oh, no, wait. No, sorry. Your Mercury is in Taurus. Never mind. But it's your sun. Or no, your Mars and Venus in Gemini that's able to like detach and do the new thing. That's where the mutable, especially with the aesthetics of Venus. Yeah.
So maybe soon I'll bring her on your show and tell you when she was born. You can do her chart.
Oh, I'd love to. I would love to. And that would be complicated for what her actual birth date is, but definitely document the time of that, and we will do that 100%. That'd be fun.
Awesome.
Sweet. Well, thanks for being here, and we'll get on Mytho class next. So I'll see you in the F chat, my friend. Good to have you.
On the flip side, later.
Peace out.
Thanks for coming on.
All right. So then, Mytho class, can you hear us? Hello, Mytho class. Mytho class. Hey, there he is. What's up? Oh,
what's going on? I gotta change this to my headset. There we go.
Yeah. Scary. I think the star coming at us. Oh my goodness.
You hear me now?
Here, we'll just stare at this like beautiful.
Yeah, I don't have a camera.
Orb. This terrifying orb just floating in a living room. It's actually menacing.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can.
Okay.
And we're,
Okay.
but you're a menacing Triskel. Just OBS's Triskel staring at us all.
I'm just like a thought form here in the room with you. You know.
Okay, so you sent your
So
chart, and I have to go
yeah,
grab it. I just saw it. It's
almost
right up here. And
this
guys,
is a hard chart to get, by the way. My dad gave me the wrong time several
Ooh.
times, and I'm like,
Ooh.
you have to know when I was born. He's like, all right, it's 7:15. Final answer.
Was he playing with you?
I just don't think he knew. He was just shooting. You know, he's like, oh, it's like 6:30, 7:30. I'm like, well, what time is it, man?
is this it right here? Did we just find it?
That's
Okay.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. And we have a great group of people putting their charts up. I know that Manifestopheles is here. Melissa is here. So we'll do Melissa next, and Manifestopheles will be last. But here's your chart, and I'm going to let Noah elucidate.
Oh wow. So okay, what's the? I can't see the. Sorry, I think it's on my end here. There's a little pop up that's annoying me. Okay, so your time is 7:15 p.m. So how confident are you that this is the real time?
You know, I did this before. Like I looked at my chart, and the
Yeah.
thing that I found, because he gave me the incorrect time several times, I had to ask him. My mom passed away about 16 years ago, so she would know, and I'm pretty sure she had it on like a picture too, like my birth time and all that, right? And
Wow.
so, for years, I thought I was Libra Sun, Libra Moon, with a Pisces rising, and just this little difference makes a lot more sense to me because it's got that Aries rising.
Yeah.
Scorpio moon, and I'm like, yeah, I think that tracks a little more.
Well,
So this
Scorpio,
one's always kind of like felt more confident than the
well,
other
Scorpio with Pluto too. Like holy crap! Like that's a difficult moon. Like
one.
that's, your inner world is traumatized, and
I think it's about a 10 or 15-minute difference, and it's a Libra moon.
yeah. It's not long because you're 6 minutes of Scorpio. It's about moves about.
It's hilarious.
Actually, does it have? Yeah. Well, it was a pretty slow moving moon because Lilith is on the other side, but yeah, like that's a tough moon. And by the way, like Moon Pluto can imply death of the mother. So your mom going early is kind of coded into your chart.
That's been kind of coming back in like some signs and stuff, right? She read cards too, like just playing cards. You know, she just read them, tell you how the fortune is, right? And you know, she wasn't like making a lot of money doing it, but she do it with her friends and stuff like that. So I think I picked up on some of that, and it's kind of finally falling on me, like, oh, I'm kind of, you know, I can divinate too, right? So
Yeah, for sure.
and I had a weird sign around Boxing Day. I have her cat, right? He's 19. She passed away 16 years ago, and kind of like this weird sign, like my cat was there, she was there. It was like something was wrong with him, like in his side or something, like, you know, some weird sign, like check him out or something like that. But just weird little things coming up. So I feel like in a strange way too, like it's like when things happen like that, they happen so you can grow from it.
Yeah.
And make your own path, you know, because you wouldn't really find it per se if you hadn't.
Well, cats are definitely connected to the occult realm, right? Like they see spirits and stuff. Like I think that's pretty well attested to. So if it was your mom's cat, then yeah, it could be bringing messages from her. Did your mom keep a baby book for you?
I think so.
You should dig that up. If you're interested in
it,
astrology, you need to dig that up. What you might find is your most accurate birth time, because it would have been written that day of or the next day or something, right? So you'll get the most accurate birth time that way. Probably more accurate than your birth certificate.
Yeah, I think she had it written down somewhere, like on a picture, you know, it's just like some embroidered thing, like boomers used to do, right?
Go back to that. And if you're going to study astrology, you need to look at your baby book anyways. You're going to learn so much. Yeah, you got a lot of interesting stuff because, like, look, the nodes just changed. Or rather, no, the nodes are about to change. They're at the end of their signs because they retrograde. So that's interesting.
Okay.
That's interesting. So Moon in Scorpio, of course, is very much constantly assessing other people's psychology relentlessly, especially in the 7th house. So you're like, you've got, your chart has such an emphasis on other people. It's all about how am I relating to other people. Now, Moon with Pluto is going to.
I hate to admit it, but that's true. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. And you're going to have a bad life if you don't accept that, you know, because that's your chart is all setting. All of your planets are setting. Okay. Now, the one planet that's almost not setting, and if we fudge your birth time a bit, is Jupiter. But Jupiter was culminating. So you have this profound potential to succeed in the world. Okay. Jupiter in the first decan of Capricorn rules the first decan of Capricorn, but it's a very difficult energy of like deciding. It's new beginnings, because really, you know, like the sun is reborn in Capricorn. In a way, it's the beginning of the zodiac. It's another way you can map the zodiac, not just from Aries. It makes more sense with the moment of the darkest moment is what bursts the light. You know, that's where the seed.
Kind of been the vibe this like last Capricorn season.
Oh yeah,
right.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
kind of, you know, I've been in this kind of like a twilight phase, kind of just like drifting. You know,
Yeah.
lost my job in August and kind of just like, you know, I don't really want to get another one because like, you know, jobs suck, but you need to get one. So I'm just collecting my unemployment and looking for something to either monetize like a skill or, you know, get a job.
Well, that's yeah. So you're collecting unemployment. You've got Jupiter in the 4th house. So you've got the checks coming to you at home. It's kind of interesting. And okay, so you're gonna. Oh, well, okay. I'll go back to Jupiter on the midheaven. So you have the potential of having a career, but it's not going to be mainstream or someone else's thing. It's going to be your own thing. Okay.
That makes sense,
But Jupiter in the first decan is if you look at the tarot card, the two of Pentacles relates to it. Your mother was a card reader, and it's like this juggler. He's like a joker. He's got a funny hat. He's like weighing options. The first decan of Capricorn is all about weighing your options. It's like, should I do this or should I do that? So probably when it comes to career, there's a lot of indecision within you.
Yeah, especially I kind of changed directions a few years ago. I was doing like steel erecting, ironwork, kind of putting buildings up, right? Steel buildings. And then last few years I was doing like telemarketing, like technical support, basically.
Huh.
People call and, you know, fix their stuff, right?
Right.
And then I was, you know, that's nice. It was cozy working at home and stuff, but like, is that what I want to keep doing? You know, maybe not.
Yeah, well, so your 4th house is ruled by the moon, which you have like the most difficult moon you could have, moon Pluto. And like, is it okay? So at least you're not getting like an opposition from Mars and Saturn, you know, like you're at least, but it's co-present with Saturn. But your moon is in a really tight sextile with Jupiter on the midheaven. So there is a potential for you to gain some form of peace, inner peace, through what you do in the world. But you have to be doing something that matters to other people. That's the most important thing. Okay. It has to
bring value, you know, to others.
Even more so than Vertex, we were just talking to. Everything's setting for you. And most of it's above the horizon. So you have to be doing something that matters to other people, or you're not going to feel fulfilled. So, you know, maybe this is a good rest period for you to be on unemployment, but you can't live that life. That's not your chart. You're going to just
plan too is like, you know, it's weird when you're working a job, you're like, I just don't want to work here anymore. You're going to go vacation, you know, cruise for a bit. And I'm doing that. Right. So it's, you know, it's one of those things you know, careful what you wish for, but it's good to have a break and change direction, especially when you don't want to be doing what you're doing. Right.
Yeah.
Like forever or until you retire.
And I mean, you've got Venus right there, all tied up, moving to conjunct Saturn. So like relationships have been like a challenge for you, or just like non-existent, right?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, pretty much. You know, come on strong and fizzle out kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. So that's Venus in Scorpio ruling your Libra in the 7th house. So a lot of probably very intense relationships at the beginning that fizzle out real quick. Too much conflict. Yeah, I mean that's your biggest struggle is relationships. I don't even see job being the biggest struggle for you in life. You know, you can figure that out on your own. But like, what's your passion? What are you passionate about?
Yeah, that's an interesting one because I think at the heart of it's probably some more like stories, because music's kind of like a story, isn't a song. Yeah, it's like you're listening to, you know, a verse or something, right? It is verses, but you know, in media, right? Like what is it, gaming, movies, whatever, right? You're always looking for stories, And I
Yeah.
find like it doesn't really matter. This is why people think shows suck, because the story sucks, right? You lose the mythology, and then when you lose that, you lose the meaning behind it, right? So I think that's why certain music has always stood out to me, or I always followed music so closely, or it's been such a strong thing that I resonate with. And then with like movies and stuff growing up, right? Especially in like the 90s, you know, that was like a big thing for kids in the 90s, right? You were like, you know, 6 or 7 years old, 10 years old, and you had like, you know, these comic books and Saturday morning cartoons
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And there's so much mythology there that you find meaning in those characters, right? And
Yeah.
you know, find an association with them. That's why so many of us want to become like superheroes or the Avengers, which is the new generation too. They're getting, you know, red pilled on the movies.
Right. Are you a musician or just a?
I guess I'll say I am. Yeah, I play guitar. I haven't really been playing as much in the last few
Okay.
years, but yeah.
Because you brought it up. So your fifth house is ruled, at least in Placidus. You could say your fifth house is ruled by Leo too, but your fifth house is ruled by the moon, and you've got this like very conflicted moon, difficult moon. So I wouldn't say it's likely that you would be able to make money at music. But what's interesting is you've got that powerful Mercury in Virgo, right? Where Mercury is the most powerful. So your ability to talk, your ability to think and structure thoughts, it's very strong. Except for the fact that you're squared by Mars and Neptune, your Mercury. So like, I mean, Neptune, Mercury again is this like propensity to dream, right? To have big ideas that are really hard to manifest in the real world. And then Mars, you know, I wonder with you if like have you ever tried writing about your media interests, music, the cartoons of your youth, these hero myths?
It's kind of like something I've been projecting into getting into, is more like writing something, right? Like actually
Yeah.
like a project.
Like
And I
maybe
mean, I manifesting it, like, you know, kind of building up the idea, so to speak, of what to write. But that's something I've been kind of putting more thought into as a serious kind of a tenure, right? Spend some
right.
time making something, right? Like it doesn't have to be, you know, Lord of the Rings, but you know, it's put something out there.
So you are considering writing fiction.
Something, some kind of fiction, or like making like, you know, a short film or some sort of, you know, media piece, like an original piece. Something to bring that mythology, you know,
Yeah. What?
into the real world that's in my
Right.
head. You know what I mean? Bringing those stories that I found meaning in to other people.
I think you should start with like a Substack or something like that, and write about the stories that mean something to you, and start that way, and start building sort of a reception from other people there, and then maybe that becomes inspiring for what you want to actually say in your own work of fiction.
Kind of building up to it.
Yeah, because you have that potential, right? Like you've got that Jupiter on the midheaven where you're able to be seen by other people, but you know it's not going to be in someone else's organization. It's not going to be in a like a group of other people. It's going to be you doing your own sort of private thing, but you need it to relate to other people. So you build your name by talking about shared franchises that other people are interested in, and then you gain an audience because I'm sure you're able to write very well. Like I get the feeling that you can structure your thoughts in writing in a way that's really engaging. Yeah, so
Yeah,
do
when I sit
that.
there and actually do it. Yeah. When
Yeah,
I
do
focus on
that.
it.
The government's paying you to make your dreams come true right now. Make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you got Jupiter in the fourth house right now, so you know you got money coming to you, and you can stay at home and write. And I think that's where you should start, and then you can kind of build up whatever else is going to happen. But the other thing that's going to go on is not long from now, right? Like I think this summer. Let me just see for 1 second.
Yeah, I think I was gonna say is the time I've had has given me that time to stop and think, you know, like
Yep.
what do you know, what not what do I want to do, but what did I want to do? Like what haven't I been doing, right? That I
Okay.
wanted to do before. And like I've had these ideas in the past, but it's like, you know, you get distracted, especially with work. You know, you're working
Yep.
full time. You know, you don't give yourself time to be creative because you're doing the things that you need to do. and then you got to go to sleep and go to work again, right? So you don't have
Yep.
enough time or gas in the tank to keep doing it.
Yeah, so don't waste this opportunity, especially in April, March. I mean, we got a somewhat fuzzy birth time. We're not sure, but more. No, sorry, April, May, more like
We're
May.
gonna give it like an hour probably to the south. Like it's probably maybe 6:30ish. I was born.
Oh,
Which would
maybe.
put me
Okay.
Leo moon, or not Leo, Libra moon and Pisces rising.
Well, how much do you obsess over wrong that's been done to you inwardly?
Yeah, not much.
No?
Depends. Sometimes you might be a little burned by it, right? But you don't worry about it too long. It goes
Well,
away.
yeah. I mean, maybe you are a Libra moon because you're going to have a bit of that Scorpio flavor by having the moon with Pluto anyways, right? So no matter what, you're going to have some of that flavor, but how harsh is it? It's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
But in like April or May, more May probably, or maybe earlier April if you're born earlier, get the baby book. Let's get a firm time. Come on.
Yeah.
You're gonna have Saturn on your ascendant, which is gonna be like very restrictive in how you put energy out into the world. So if you have something to work on, if you have something, and it could be a little depressive, if you have something to work on, this blog or whatever you're gonna do, that's the time to do it, because you're gonna satisfy Saturn by just working on this thing. And it's gonna be something where it's gonna be hard for other people to see what you're doing. It's going to be more like that's the time you spend writing and getting it together. And then when Saturn moves past it, it'll still be in your first house, restricting and trying to create more structure around your identity. But, you'll have a better opportunity to start putting it out into the world when it stops opposing your descendant.
That's cool. It's good to know kind of like how those cycles move too, right? Like throughout, the procession of astrology, right? Because when that happens, like you said, you want to be focused on one thing as to make the most out of it. So
yeah,
but that's been my plan. So it's good to kind of hear that,
because also Saturn.
My piano. I just saw William's comment.
Because also Saturn is going to oppose your sun too, right? So that's going to be restrictive and restraining. Like everything you're trying to do isn't going to work, so you need to wait for Saturn to move past that stuff. But it's moving quick. It's not going to be a long transit. It's moving quick right now.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
That's good because, like I said, it kind of reinforces where I'm trying to go. Like, the path I'm trying to forward to kind of, it's weird because you don't know what to expect from this, right? But kind of seeing that I'm in the direction that I should be is a good thing.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
It seems like chaos, right? When, you don't have a job, you don't have a job, right? If you lose your job, it's winter, it's Canada, it sucks a little, right? It's just depressing, right? Actually, just earlier I had to go to the store and it was like a snowstorm all of a sudden. I'm like, I thought like I had a break in the weather. No. And it's one of those times it can be depressing in the winter, right? But sometimes you have to they say, what is it? Build in the winter, right? And then in the summer, you're not worried about building, right? Because if you're trying to build in the summer, that's when you need, or in the spring, that's when you need to be planting your crops, right? As opposed to trying to, worry about it in July. Oh, I got to plant my crops, I'm a little late. So it's good to have those plans laid out in the winter.
Yeah.
So you can harvest in the fall.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's kind of hard to build in 6 feet of snow, but all right.
Hey, I used to work outside in the winter. We got her done, right?
Yeah, nice.
So that's all I have to say. Yeah.
Nice. Do you have any other questions about your chart and what's going on here?
No, I thought about this beforehand. I don't think I have any. I'm sure I will after, but.
Well, hopefully we'll do this again. You can come back on.
We'll do it again. Yeah. Yeah, it's been enlightening though. And like I said, I had to work hard to get this time, right? Because you punch it in like 40 minutes earlier and you're like, this is a different chart.
Yeah.
It's a different person, right?
Listen, Mytho Class is banned until he gets his baby book. Okay? You're not allowed to come back on until you get the baby book. You're going to show us the baby book with the time.
Fine. I'm going to hurt my father. I'm like, all right, we got to go and find.
But don't trust your father's memory. He doesn't know. It's the mom's baby book.
He doesn't have the book and either, but we'll put him through the waterboarding.
Your mom was in
psychological torture.
She has that time. She had that time, man.
She
You
had
gotta
she
continue with your mom.
she was the one who actually got me into all this stuff. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this is like is a book with all your birthdays in it, and you'd read this date is your birthday, and be like, this is the person I am, right? It's like all this crazy like witch stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I meant to say this earlier. It's funny 'cause she died. Now I have her cat. Right now I'm realizing I also have the psychic powers, right? And I
Yeah.
have the witch's cat.
Yeah.
It's an orange cat, but maybe
Yeah,
that says
there you
something
go.
about orange cats.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, it's been
All
fun,
right.
guys.
Base,
Yeah,
dude.
thanks for coming on.
Dude, I'm
Thanks
glad
for having
to
me.
finally connect, dude. It's awesome to have
Yeah,
you.
yeah, it's good to come on and talk astrology, and have a good rest of the show, guys.
Yeah. I look forward to reading whatever you put out, or if you plan on putting out like little short clips about your story, I definitely want to hear it. I think that's an awesome
Oh
project.
yeah, like I guess a quick plug. I do make some David Charles Plate like sync films. Maybe not as amazing as his,
You
but on
sync
my
those?
X,
Okay.
I put out like 8 of them last year. I just have a new one pinned there.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's usually where my madness is on X. But I do have a few things that I'm kind of planning to like put together, maybe in a video. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out, right? But that should be coming soon. It's the top
Mythic
one.
Last on the top right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, I just think Halo Legends, the beginning, and the Animatrix, which worked really good. Really
The
good.
only
Yeah, I
Matrix
thought
movie
about this for years, and it works just really well.
That's really cool. That's a
Yeah.
really cool idea. That's a really cool idea. Wow.
Yeah, that's actually spoiler alert. That's the thing I'm working on. It's this decoding Halo and the Matrix kind of they're like the same story told in a separate medium. One's you're fighting machines, the other you're fighting this parasitic flood, but it's the same thing. They're both the same.
Dude, I've just been
Yeah.
interesting. So I've just been playing a little bit of Halo because I was just testing out like Zemu and like how you can emulate,
Okay.
Xbox. And you've probably been hearing about how they're destroying the team that made Halo, and they've laid off and fired all the last few guys. And so
from
there's
Halo Studios. I didn't hear that.
There's a
That's
bunch
awful.
of really crazy stuff that they're working on. And they've like made Cortana look ugly and everything. So I mean, I don't
my
know.
fear was they're doing all this AI crap, remaking it to erase the original, which is where I had this whole vision from, right? I'm like, the Halo original game is the real Matrix story where you're fighting the parasite, the Archons, right?
But there's a couple weird things about it too. So like for instance, everyone I ever knew who loved Halo, anyone I ever knew who was in Iraq or Afghanistan, everyone, like if you drove a tank, you know what I mean? Like they all love Halo. So Halo, if you think about it, came out at just this particular time when kids were being trained to be soldiers, and it transcends the media with Red versus Blue, because you can see like there's literally it's made by soldiers. Their soldiers are playing Halo, and they've recorded stories about these characters. There's this whole meta that is like that the Halo is the soldier, but there's this also that I remember when I first got Halo, it was like I read the cover of it, and it's, what's it about? It's like, well, it's about this nation of various different kinds of aliens. They're all different races, but they have one shared religion. And they're over on this planet, on this place that is controlled by the US, the world, the Earth military, but it's not Earth. It's one outpost of Earth, right? So it's like America's Afghani or Iraqi outpost or something like that that's being attacked. And there's
very Gulf War.
Yes, super. It says Halo is super Gulf War, but also in terms of the Matrix, Halo seems to be about being kind of I mean, I know that the movies, the TV series has changed it to some extent, but
we don't talk about the TV series.
Okay, because it's like because the original game kind of presents him, Master Chief, as more like he's cybernetic, but he's more machine. There's less human. There's only enough human. So it's like this. It seems like that's the
battle. Yeah, the mental battle.
It's all about how AI are you, and I mean, part of the answer in that question is that it's literally a game being controlled by humans, right? So
something interesting about Halo people miss is every Halo game you're looking through his visor. Like you're looking through the helmet of the Master Chief. You're in the armor.
You're
right?
you're the human.
Yeah.
So
that's Bungie's whole philosophy in all of their games. You are the player. You're the one experiencing all this, right? So it's this weird thing, but you can unplug from it too,
But
right? And play another game.
that's their answer about yeah, so like Ender's Game. But that's the answer to the question, how human is Master Chief, or how human is AI, or how AI or how robotic is Master Chief, is you're controlling him. So A, his whole life is controlled through a machine, but B, or could be at
And his
any
best
moment.
friend's an AI.
But B, yeah, and his wife almost, Cortana and him have something, but there's definitely like the fact that humans are controlling him says that there's like still the human imperative inside of Master Chief.
True. Yeah. The one thing I actually found, because I watched Matrix recently, Neo's a cyborg because he's born in the Matrix. He's part machine. So he's also like not realizing that he is a machine. He has a machine built into him from birth, right? And that's the same with John. Like he's augmented as a child to wear the suit, but he's still a cyborg, and he doesn't even realize that he's like not actually human. He's part human because he's been changed. But he's a soldier, so he takes orders like a robot.
Yeah, that's true.
Worth mentioning,
Okay.
Halo was released on November 15th, 2001. So
right after September
game.
11th.
It's a Scorpio game. So ruled by
Oh,
Mars.
true.
Mars was in Aquarius.
That's when Call of Duty both all their games out too. It's in November.
Yeah, you've got that sci-fi thing ruling the Scorpio stuff, and the moon. It was a new moon too, which is kind of interesting. So at the beginning of a new project. It actually kind of looks like it might have been an eclectic chart actually in certain ways. But yeah, just and Venus
Halo
is in
rules
Scorpio
my
too.
mythology.
So the aesthetic is violence and retribution.
It's interesting because Halo
it's
rules
beautiful.
my mythology in like a very, very weird psychological way. My cat's named Cortana. I've been playing the game for like nearly 20 years, right? Like steady into the lore.
Yeah, I was
There's
so
something
pissed
about
when
it,
the Steam version came out, because the Steam version didn't have multiplayer, and it's like, how could you disrespect this game like that? And you're just running the Xbox version, and emulator still has the 4 version. You have to wonder like what kind of
Once
black
Bungie
magic
left,
it
was all downhill.
Yeah.
Just a different captain running the ship.
Well, I know Melissa's waiting, so we're gonna get her on next.
True.
But dude, good to talk to you.
Yeah, it was fun, and we'll chat again. Look forward to some Halo Matrix thing coming.
Yeah, I'm excited. All right,
boys,
Peace.
have a good one.
Yeah, we'll have to interview him about that when it comes out. Okay, Melissa.
Hello.
Oh my God.
Can you hear me?
You had to wait for boys to talk about video games for like 30 minutes.
I'm shy. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have any video games to talk about. It's gonna be so boring.
Oh,
well,
you know what's cool is
this is all about video games. That's it.
This is kind of not so secretly become like the most Canadian episode. I don't think anyone. Oh, there's a guy from Texas. That's right.
We're just in our houses, like we're underemployed. Like, come, we want to do our astrology, please.
Yeah, it's like Eastern Poland in the 70s. I love it.
We can't even get out our doors right now. We're so snowed in.
I'm in Vancouver, so it's not so much like that.
Oh yeah, you guys see it divides. The Rockies divide the weather. It's like if we get all the snow on the east, then you guys are fine, and then when you guys get all the snow, we're fine.
We just had like a ton of rain. It's just been really rainy for like a while now. Yeah.
Sounds nice. Sounds nice.
It's been fine. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm looking for your chart. Hold on. I have to scroll back up. Okay. Got it
I left all my information on it. I'm very embarrassed, but oh well.
I hope your social security is really visible.
I don't think I've used any of that, like any of my birth time for like a password or something. I haven't done that before.
What was your
just so you guys know?
Growing up. No,
Pardon?
What was your favorite pet when you were growing up? Don't answer that.
Oh, why? I didn't have a pet.
Oh, there you go. Okay, it's not your security question then. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, I had a friend's pet, but no one would know that.
So for now, we all do. All right. So,
born at high noon.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Melissa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
What?
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Amazing. That's cool. Well,
Beautiful.
then, all right. I'm glad that for your birthday we could do this chart reading.
It's like my birthday present.
Yeah. So now I don't feel like such a jerk.
I'll do something. Three Aquarius. I'll do something special for you. I wrote about every single degree of the zodiac. I did this whole using all these different systems, putting all these systems together and the stars and everything. Anyways, they did this in 2024. So I'll read the third degree, or not the third, it's the fourth degree, but 03 Aquarius. This is what I wrote about the degree of your sun, okay?
Okay.
Cloudy degree, conflict between the inner desires and the needs of the community. One has the power to heal others, but may be distracted by selfish thoughts. The mind has a difficult time focusing. The steady, relentless influence of Saturn here is derailed by impulse. Take time to quiet the mind and focus. You can do much good for those around you if you're able to find the silence to hear them.
True.
Yeah. Wasn't the most positive degree or the most mythical, but anyways, I didn't know what I was going to get.
Well, it feels tortured to be in it, so no.
Well, you've got this conflict, right? Because you've got the sun in detriment, right? Where in Aquarius, where the sun is like, it's the wounded sun. You know, it can barely get over the horizon and it's cold. You can't feel the sun. But you also were born at true noon, you know, so that this is like a very powerful place for the sun to be on the midheaven. And it's like, I have to do something important, you know, for society. I have to do something important. And so the detrimented sun kind of works okay there because Aquarius is thinking about the bigger picture. You know, it's more about what does society need? Except then you've got this like waxing moon in Aries, which is a very selfish moon, right? Like, and that's not judgmental. I've got Aries moon as well. Okay. Like I'm not judging here, but you know, inwardly you're like trying to go on your own thing. I mean, an Aries moon is kind of, you know, if you're hungry, you're just going to get the meal yourself. You're not going to worry about what other people are doing. You know, you're not going to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to wait till 7 when everyone's sitting down to eat.
6,
you know?
7.
I've been told I'm a pragmatic humanist in human design. That's what my profile is. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, and I mean, Aquarius, depending on how you view it, if you have a more modern view of it or a more traditional view of it, can be very pragmatic as well because it's Saturn ruled. Now, your Saturn is in at the end of Sag, which is actually a decan that Saturn has some power in. But again, you're coming from this 88 where, you know, Saturn is just about to conjunct Uranus. So there's like this derailing factor where every time you try and get things in order, you know, it derails. Trying to work with other people, there's always going to be conflict. You've got Mars in your 7th house. But really, your sun wants friendship. It wants a friend group that's going to build something important. Except there's always just chaos coming at you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's chaos, but it's more like just not happening kind of thing. Yeah.
A lot of like disappointments from your friends.
Yeah, I don't really have my same friend group that I had in my life that I formed in my 20s.
Yeah.
So now I've just been like hanging around the Andreas scene or whatever a little bit, pretending it's a group.
It's a good scene to be in.
We're like an idea.
We're like it's hopeful. Yeah, so it's like tickling that itch or whatever, you know, like yeah.
Well, but you've also got an exalted Venus, right? So like you've got a potential like to just appreciate almost anything. Like Venus in Pisces has a vast potential to appreciate different styles of art and different ideas and different friends and different people. And that's in your 11th house of friends. So, I mean, there's a potential there for you to make new friends, but mind you, the sun in Aquarius has a hard time putting itself out there. There's a certain restriction on that.
I do a pretty social job for being an introvert. Like I work in community, so I meet a ton of people constantly. And it's community based, it's community minded. So there is an element of sort of like knowing someone for like 10 years, the same person, and, you know, staying connected with them and stuff like that. So it's like, I do see that like simulated in my work or whatever. But I've done the same job for 10 years and I'm kind of stagnant at it. Like there's no growth. So I've decided to maybe do a degree in social work. How does that look in my chart?
Aquarius is a good sign for social work because it does have that community mindedness, but it tends to be somewhat cold. So it's a good sign for not getting too deeply ingrained in the clients you're working with and having some boundaries and barriers because Saturn creates barriers, right? So it's good for that. Like Aquarius on the midheaven. Yeah. I mean, if this is a solid birth time that you're sending, you're sure that's the time. You know, you do seem like a Gemini ascendant to me. So I think probably we've got the proper birth time. Your sun right on the midheaven. You have to do something important for the community. That's just in your chart, and that's going to help you feel fulfilled as a human being. I mean, Aries moon gives you a certain amount of courageousness in your emotions in order to go out and do these difficult situations with social work. Can you keep your cool? I mean, you've got a trine from your moon to Mars, which at least it's a trine, you know? Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, Jupiter in Aries. Yeah, I mean, like, it makes sense to me, but like, why do you want to leave the job you're in?
Just the lack of growth within it. Like I've done it now for 10 years. It's supportive housing. It's a support worker role. It's just sort of like a lower level role. You can kind of move on. The only thing you can move on towards, you need like a social work degree for, or you need like a counseling degree or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just sort of like bored of the same thing. I mean, I can do the same thing for the rest of my life if I want, but just kind of bored of it. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, this spring you're going to have Saturn conjuncting your moon, so there's going to be the start of a whole new cycle. That tends to be more inwardly with your home and with your family.
Oh, bummer. Well, I'm not planning on going to school like now. I have to start reading more. That's my thing, because I haven't read a lot in the last several years. So I've sort of gotten out of the habit and like slow at it, and like, yeah, I just want to get better at reading proficiently, kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's too bad because you've got Jupiter in your third house right now, so you do have that capacity to go back to school right now. Like, there's a certain luck with that, right?
I need to get better at reading.
What is your problem with
Have you
reading?
tried
I just haven't really read, and then I just find that I'm slow. Like,
so is it
speed
mind
reader
is
apps?
drifting too much? Sorry.
Speed reader apps, maybe.
Yeah.
Where it's just the word in the center and it's like flashing really fast.
Yeah.
I did try that.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe I'll start with that. I just bought an e-reader that was like really expensive. I'm like, I'm gonna do it.
See, you know, like, I really want the color one so I can look at.
I got the color one.
Oh man. Oh, it's so exciting.
It's so exciting. I got the pen and everything, and I'm just gonna be like having fun with it.
I got to figure out how to hack it so you can just install comic books, because apparently that's the answer to like the old 70s and 80s like paper page comics. It looks really good apparently.
Oh, cool.
I'm horrified.
I'll maybe get some graphic novels.
You want to know the best way to read? The best way to read is to be outside
on the toilet.
With the full. The full sun on the page, a paper book, and the sun illuminating the text, and you get the light of the sun right into your soul.
Look at this sun worshiper over here.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Indeed. Try that, because honestly, when you get the full sun, even in the winter, you could get to a window where the sun illuminates the page. It hits you in a deeper, more profound way than electric lighting. I promise you. Give it a shot.
Yeah, I just have to get into it in general, because like I've just been on my phone like doom scrolling like for years now. So
doom scrolling,
it's like a whole.
Huh.
Well, I mean, some of it's interesting podcasts, like Andreas's podcast here. I listen to that regularly, but a lot of it's.
My love. But it's worth it to read paper, and I think he's right. The sun does help with the paper, and I guess what I would recommend is go walking around with a book like The Virgin Suicides. I don't know why that's the one that comes up in my mind.
Is it because she has K2 or she has K2 in Virgo?
I know. I
just remember when I was 15, and granted I was like in a different mood or maturity then, but I was in Mexico and I didn't have my phone, and I read this book pretty much nonstop, and it was a good experience. And I feel like you could do this.
Yeah, I love fiction. I can read fiction and get really into it. It's just the non-fiction stuff, which is kind of what I'd have to be reading if I did a social work degree. I get kind of derailed. Like I'll like read like 4 pages and then just be like kind of distracted and forget what I'm doing.
Think of a perfect circle.
I want to go back to your doom scrolling for a second, because you
help me.
Saturn right on the southern bending of the nodes. Okay, so the nodes, you see in Pisces and in Virgo, this is denoting the moon's path, right? As it dips above and below the ecliptic. So where your Saturn Uranus conjunction was at the lowest point of the moon's orbit at that point. And actually where it is, it would have been way out of orb. So when the moon, when it was there a week before you were born, it was way out of orb. So it's still carrying that message. And a day earlier, it would have been with Mars. You know, it conjuncts Mars in Sag, and then it conjuncts this Saturn Uranus, and it's carrying that message. I mean, it's cleared a bit by being past the new moon. But still, so when you're born, now your moon is in Aries, so it's like kind of like moving to trine, and it's going to actually hit Jupiter first. So there's a potential to get out of that. But Saturn and Uranus is bringing in the idea of our social media, right? Like this idea of like doom scrolling, but Saturn is the doom. And it's opposed Chiron, which is right on your second house. And you're saying, I want to move into a new career, second house of money. So you've got this wounding of not being able to keep your mind focused. Okay. And what's interesting is Chiron is at the northern bending. So it would have been where the moon would have been at its northernmost height, way out of bounds, like way high in the sky. Like when the nodes align that way, which they're just moving past right now. So you actually had a nodal return 2 years ago, I guess. You would have had your nodal return, which can be big life changes, big idea changes. You know, how you view things can shift.
I had like a psychiatric diagnosis. So.
Okay. Yeah. That would align with a nodal return for sure. You care to
What
share?
do they know, though, right?
I was diagnosed bipolar 1.
Oh, okay.
You know what? They were probably just annoying.
I was kind of crazy, I have to admit. I went a little off the charts.
Yeah.
Good
So
for
I
you.
mean, you've got.
But it was really informative because I think before that I was like an anti-medicine kind of person, anti a lot of things. So now that I'm moving into social work, I feel a lot more like aligned with like I don't know, modern medicine kind of thing.
Oh,
I don't know.
dear.
Okay.
I do. I'm sorry. Get your shots. Don't forget. No, joking.
Oh my god.
Can we do like?
All right. Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
But I respect it a little bit more. Where I'm just like, oh, I get the process more. Yeah.
A big part of
For mental health
is sleeping habits, right?
Yeah.
So you've got Moon in Aries, which is impulsive. So it's not, and Moon is really our habits. It's not great for having a good sleep cycle and knowing you got to go to bed and not, you start getting excited about an idea and you start staying up and then you spiral, right?
Exactly. I had the worst sleep habits. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, that's one thing to look at. Now you've got this giant 12th house in Placidus, right? Like it's enormous, right? Just because of the warp between where you were on the planet and the ecliptic. And so there's this deep need for you to be alone, right? Like for you to have time to yourself.
I have a lot of free time. Yeah.
Not free time, but time alone.
Or like it's alone. Yeah. Sorry. Free time that is alone.
See, you see what I mean? Like that's free time is automatically alone. Yes. I understand you.
Yeah.
And I mean, you've got Jupiter there too. So there is this benefit to your alone time and recentering and getting back. So one thing you can do is, are you able to like track the planets? Do you know astrology enough that you can go on a website and look at where things are?
What would I look up? What would I look for? The transits?
Well, yeah, you can do that. But what I'm going to suggest to you, and this is something that you could start to do to align with your moon, is look at every month when the moon conjuncts your own moon, which is at 6 degrees of Aries. Okay. And try and get alone at that time and try and have a moment of meditation where you just feel at peace and just listen and get silent. And I mean, anyone can do this. Moon conjunct moon can be a difficult transit for, it's like a 2-hour transit if you're not able to get at peace and in touch with your body and with your cycles. And so it would be a profound thing for you to do, to observe that every month. If you can find an hour when it's going to be exact and just meditate. And that will help you get in touch with how your cycles are going. Just get in touch.
Sorry, what am I looking up like for how to find that? The exact time?
Every time the moon is at 6 degrees of Aries.
You can time it at 6 degrees.
Yeah, because that's your moon.
How do I even look that up? Okay, I'm gonna figure it out.
Okay, so that's
ChatGPT.
Yeah, go astro-seek.com and go to current planets. Plug in where you are if you're in Vancouver still. Plug in Vancouver so you get the time in your region, and you can animate the chart. Like I taught Andreas in this episode to animate the chart. He couldn't find the blue button. He was very confused.
It's very frustrating, actually.
Yeah, this one's hard. This sounds really hard.
It's really not. It's really not.
But once I have it, this will be like a monthly thing for me. So that sounds really exciting.
Time it out and find that time and make that a quiet time for you. And that
exciting.
On its own will be healing. That will help you.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah. And then, I mean, it's a good time for you to be researching and learning something with Jupiter in your third house, and it's exalted there. And then it's going to hit your IC, and that'll be an interesting experience for you coming up this summer when Jupiter enters Leo. You know, you'll have Jupiter on an angle, and that will be a good inward process for you. And, you know, maybe aligning with the lunar cycles. And once you get the conjunction down, you can start to look at what the moon does to your chart every month and start to align with that, because that might help you regulate yourself.
Okay.
So this is a practice you can slowly move into. And that might be part of Jupiter on your IC, is that you start aligning with the moon.
That's so cool. I studied shamanic stuff for like a while. Like I was like, but this was like pre-medication. So, and I was like into it, you know, I could like feel everything and like feel the energy cleansing and stuff like that.
Yeah. Great.
So this aligns really well with that is all. Just 100%. Connecting to the moon. Yeah.
You'll feel the energy. You'll feel the energy shift, and you'll feel, I mean, it's going to be different every month based on what's happening to the moon. Like this one, when the moon gets to Aries, it's going to be with like Neptune and Saturn. It's pretty complicated, pretty heavy stuff going on in Aries. So yeah, then you're going to have Saturn on your moon, which is going to be another indication of aligning with the cycles and making a strict habit for yourself. Like being strict about when you go to sleep and when you get up is going to be very helpful for you.
I've been doing that, for about a year now. Yeah,
Great.
It's been really good. Yeah.
Great. But then Neptune's going to come a year later, 2 years later, and complicate that. So
of course it and I'm going to justify it. I know what's going to happen at the time. I'm going to be like, fuck yeah, this is what's going to happen. Yeah. And I'm just going to like start and get some stupid habit where like I chain smoke or something.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But if you know what's happening, then you can get ahead of it, because Neptune can bring in some of the best times. It can bring in wonderful times. It's just that they're empty. You know, they're empty promises that disappear afterwards and leave you in a worse state. So it's
classic.
Yeah, if you know those Neptune transits are coming in, then get ahead of it. You know, get ahead of it.
So is my chart particularly vulnerable to these Neptune transits?
To Neptune itself, I mean, Neptune in your chart is actually pretty helpful to you. Like you've got Neptune sextiling almost exactly Venus in Pisces, where Neptune has, of course, aligns very closely with. Neptune in Capricorn, at least Neptune in Capricorn is going to be a little bit more, it's going to be a bit more practical than Neptune in other signs. I mean, you can work with Neptune. If you really want to work with Neptune, you can. It's just, you always have to keep in mind that it might be an illusion and it might lead you down the wrong path.
Oh, but I see.
If you're doing pure mystical work that doesn't relate to reality, Neptune's your best friend, you know? You just don't want to use Neptune to build in this reality, because it only wants to go back to the ocean. That's all it wants. Power of the ocean.
Pretty. Okay. Am I done? I think I'm done.
I mean, by the way, it's like you've got this really nice, it's also sextiling Pluto, which is also trining your Venus. So like you have an ability to dig into the darker, more difficult, like you said, you doom scroll. You have an ability to draw something beautiful out of that. If you're only doing it to make yourself feel miserable, then it's horrible, which is more the Saturn, you know.
It's not to make myself, I'm often smiling when I'm, but I'm just wasting time. Like, that's all.
Well, there you go. There's the Pluto Venus loop in your chart. All right. But I mean, you have the potential to do something constructive out of that if you've done all this doom strolling. You know, maybe there is something you can do with it.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Like I like the idea of projects, but then actual execution of projects, I'm just sort of like not that man, you know?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, it's in there, right? Like I can come up with an idea and I can like maybe tell some other people to do it, but like the actual slog of it is like, no thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a bit of a curse of Gemini to begin with, which is your ascendant, right? But you've got a fixed Mercury, where Mercury tends to like be. Mercury doesn't like the fixed signs. Mercury wants to always be changeable and doing new things. But Mercury has a lot of power in Aquarius. Aquarius is one of the best places for Mercury. But you have to get past the more fickle elements of your Gemini ascendant and be rigid and pick one thing and do the one thing. That's what Aquarius is going to be good at.
Oh, okay. Social work.
If that's your thing, then do it. You definitely have that in your
I
chart.
did. I had a really detailed Vedic astrology career reading.
Yep.
And then I put that into ChatGPT and was like, because you know how sometimes astrology can be a little bit like vague and kind of random. So I was like, put this into like modern jobs, like a modern career. And then it like did it for me, where it was like based on all this stuff or whatever, that it's like it sort of narrowed social work as the thing, because I was leaning towards a counseling degree actually, and then was kind of feeling like I wasn't able to do it because I started to do some classes and was like it wasn't really happening, and then and I felt doubt or whatever, like a lot of doubt, and then anyway, so this sort of showed me the social work direction astrology did. So I recommend getting a Vedic astrology reading for career for anyone struggling.
Who did you get?
He's a YouTuber. His name is KRS Astrology.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No, I don't know him, but I was just curious because anyways.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's kind of eccentric. He's an eccentric guy, but
oh, very good. Very good.
It's worth it though.
Nice. Do you have any more questions or we're good?
No, that's it. I'll
Great.
probably call in another time if this show continues.
Yeah,
If
let us
you're
know.
rad, tell us about your life in Canada more often. I'll be looking for you in the F chat, and just so you know, I'm really grateful for you and happy birthday. Hope you have
Thank you so much. Thanks, Andreas, for hosting this.
Well, wait, do we want to do her solar return chart, or is that?
Oh,
Give
I'm so spoiled.
It's her birthday. I forgot. Oh my goodness, I forgot already.
It's tomorrow. It's tomorrow, but
well, still close enough. I got it right there. Sorry, this will just take a second. Or actually, can you plug it in on? You've got her chart in there. Is there an option to just click solar return on the? Oh no, you sent it to him.
I sent it. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Do we want to do that, or should we
just do it real quick? Unless you don't want to. I mean, come on.
Okay, just let me plug this in.
Put some music on.
Yeah, where's my
Jen?
some more
1988. Is that 1988?
Yeah, 1988. 12:18 p.m.
12:18 p.m.
Vancouver.
And those aliens are having a good concert.
I never heard of this before. This alien band.
Dude, well, have you seen Star Wars?
I have, but it's like I don't pay attention to every detail like everyone else does, it seems.
That's the way the world is. But you'd imagine that in Star Wars they have to have music, right? That's just how it's just like that's all. It's an open-ended idea, really. What kind of music would they have? Jabba the Hutt's palace. Probably like this. Like throat singing scat.
This is kind of like a weird cyber nightclub.
Right?
Okay. So this is So this is the year.
Yeah, this is going to be your next year. We'll do that real quick.
Spoiled. This is amazing. Thank you for doing this, Noah. You're incredible.
No, I'm just bored. That's all. 1 second. I'm going to send it to you on X, okay, Andreas?
All right.
I can pop it up because for some reason I was having a hard time. I don't know.
Okie dokie day.
We're going to have to figure this out if we do this again.
Yeah, this astrology show is brilliant. How frequently do you guys think you're going to do it? Like once a month or something?
Actually, we're trying to do it weekly.
Whoa.
We're really good at that.
Been a little
There was a
busy.
holiday.
That would be fun. Yeah, let him know how much you love
I was
this.
pretty sick for a while, so that didn't help. But
Oh yeah, yeah. All right, I sent you. Do you get it?
Here we go.
All
Great.
right. Pop that
Hold
up.
on a second. And voila. Okay.
All right. So this is the solar return chart. What this is we cast, and you are in Vancouver right now, right?
Yeah.
Can you zoom out a little bit, Andreas? I just want to make sure of one thing. Zoom out a bit. I want to see the top. So yeah, so it is cast for Vancouver. So it's like where I cast wherever you are. Some astrologers cast from your birthplace. It's the same for you. So whatever, we didn't lose anything.
I'm a
So
townie.
yeah. According to Philip K. Dick, the closest thing to heaven on earth. So I don't know. You feel
Oh, that's so sweet.
I mean, he also went crazy there, and anyways, that's the whole story. You can read my
I think he dipped into meth a little bit, which is obviously a danger. But
He did a lot of amphetamines. Yeah, a lot of amphetamines. All right. So basically, the solar return chart is we cast a chart every year where the sun is exactly where it was where you were born. Okay, and this becomes a predictive tool for the year. Now, I mean, in a reading, if I don't always use a solar return chart, but if I do, it would be added with all the other stuff I use. Too hard to do live in the show, but we'll just read your solar return chart. Can you move it up a little bit now, Astria? Like, let me see the whole thing. Okay, so of course the sun's always going to be where it is, but what house is it in? So it's in the 10th house. You're thinking about career, and we're highlighting the 10th house. Now, actually, okay, so no, sorry, it's in the 10th house. I'm looking at the solar return chart. Actually has a different house system. So you've got an ascendant 12 degrees. The ascendant of the solar return chart is 12 degrees Leo. So what are we highlighting here in your chart? That's the home. That's the fourth house of home. Now also you have Uranus, again, another chart where Uranus is about to conjunct your ascendant. You know, so we're gonna have, I think it was Pluto conjuncting the ascendant on one of the charts earlier. So there, you know, coming up in the Uranus gets back there in. Sorry, I am adding some transits in here. I can't not when I see that. So basically, Uranus is going to be on your ascendant. It's going to make 3 hits. It's going to hit in June and then come back and station there at the beginning of 2027. This is a big shift to your identity, right? How you connect to the world. Okay, so that's coded. It's coming in your solar return chart, but that's going to happen anyways. Okay?
Like an identity crisis, or like a good thing?
That's what you make of it, really.
Okay.
I mean, I'd have better intel if I did a full reading with you. You know what I mean? Like I could dig into everything and study it first instead of try and just see what I can see on the fly. Now,
but think about it logically. You're about to have this new career surrounded by people that will have maybe like a completely averse perspective on every issue that you've ever been, you know, acclimated to support. This is kind of how easy it is to be caught between two worlds.
Mm-hmm. It's not happening right away. I still need to do prerequisites, so I have to do like a statistics class and stuff.
Right.
Maybe that's all it is. Maybe you'll like meet someone in your statistics class that's like never been breastfed, you know.
Okay, so in your solar return chart, the sun is actually in the 6th house of like, which is work and like diligently doing things. That's where you need to be, because you're saying you're having a hard time getting reading and studying, right? Now the midheaven of your solar return chart is right on Jupiter. Like it's conjunct Jupiter. Jupiter is culminating at your solar return, which, by the way, just so you know, is at 5:38. Wow. We're almost at your actual solar return is not on your birthday this year, which is common. It's at 5:38 p.m. So your actual solar return, you're getting an astrology reading live in front of people. And
that's right.
In this chart,
and I have Metatron's cube as my, or symbol as my avatar, so
yeah,
I'm aware.
It's the Melissatron cube.
And also, it's funny that your solar return has Leo rising, so here you are being the star of our show as little Metatron cube.
Aww.
But you've also, I mean, your sun is in the 6th house. So yeah, I mean, it's a chart where there's like a lot of potential to move forward and do something great.
Cool.
You got to put the work in, right? You got to put the work in. And
yeah, I got to get serious.
So the ascendant of this chart is the sun, and the sun in your natal chart rules the 4th and 5th houses. Okay, so the 4th house of home and the 5th house of like creativity and children. But I'm more interested in the fact that the ascendant is in the 4th house of home. So like, would you be going to like actual classes, or would you be studying on your computer at home?
I think I'd be going to classes based on the classes I was thinking of doing. They're with us with a local school here, so I was like, but there's also an online school. So if it's better for doing an online school, I'll do that. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think I should do?
Well, I mean, there's an implication of being at home, like there's being this like opportunity at home. But what's interesting is also your solar return chart codes in Jupiter is right on your Chiron right now. So Chiron is like this wound. So you've gotten a diagnosis. You now know what your issue is, and you're healing it, right? Like you're working on it. You're finding the medication is helping you, and you've got whatever going on. I mean, that's coded into the chart too. I mean, that's nicely coded into the idea that your healing journey continues throughout the year. That 2026 is a good year for you for healing. It's right on the midheaven of this solar return chart, which is like your natal Jupiter is on the midheaven of the solar return. And then the midheaven of this chart is in Aries of the solar return, which is Mars, still exalted. This is nice because tomorrow we were talking about Mars is going to move into Aquarius. Mars at the very final degree of Capricorn, exalted. So there's much power for you to move into a new career, for you to heal. Like it looks like a good year for you. Looks like
Sweet.
rather, other than the fact that like the ascendant is in Leo and the sun is in Aquarius, so it's not the best position for the sun. But it's a building year. It's a building and structuring year, which we know from the transits anyways. So yeah, like you go into your social work thing. Do it.
Cool. Thank you.
Do it. And if you don't, you're banned from the show. You can't come back. So
No, I'm scared.
your certificate, you can come back. Until then, no.
It's gonna be like 3 years.
Sorry. Well, then your first test. You need an A+ on your first test. You can come back on.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, well, thank you so much, you guys.
But you're always welcome. See you soon.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Okay. Bye.
All right, Manifestopheles. Last but not least, because we're at the 2 hours, and I'm excited to have Manifestopheles here. Can you hear us though? Can you hear us, bro? Can you hear us? Manifestopheles.
Yeah. I'm just.
Hooray!
Just got back. Sorry.
No problem, bro. So let me like find your chart really quickly.
Where did you get back from?
He was invading
just,
Hungary.
Grabbing a drink, actually.
Oh.
All right, and boom. Chung chung chung.
27th of August, eh? Oh my
So
goodness.
Manifestopheles, some of you know he's done some shows with us before. Illuminati Bloodlines, for one thing. Here he is right here.
Nice.
Let me pop you up in the second so you can
Berlin.
we can give you a little look around. How's it going, dog?
Pretty good. I'm working on my third book, actually.
Awesome.
What are you
What's
writing
your
about?
I'm writing about the tarot. I basically devised a new system to use playing cards to represent the tarot deck, basically.
Okay.
So you can it's a long story, but basically there's you know how playing cards are basically mirrored. So there's specifically 22 cards that are reversible, right? That have a uneven number of pips that face up or down. And so you can map those on the major arcana. So you can use a 52 card deck along with the jokers to represent all 78 cards. Or you can just take the 22 cards plus the 2 jokers, add them to a second deck, and just have the 78 card deck, basically. And so around that, there's a whole system that basically develops around that with sacred geometry and stuff like that. That's just, kind of like coming out of nowhere, and I'm kind of putting it together now. Yeah.
Oh, it's awesome. All right. Well, we're gonna have to get you on again with Naropa then, and we'll talk about that at some point in the short future. But so I'm gonna pull up your chart. Yeah, for sure. And from your chart, we should, I guess, figure out a little bit about you, and then also maybe you have a question like what you're gonna do this year or something like that. So go ahead and begin the game.
Well, of course, you've got, Mercury in Virgo. So that's, the most powerful place for Mercury to be. And it's squaring again. Everyone today has this Saturn Uranus conjunction, right? That's the theme of the show, which I told you. It's you people are always in my life. Can't get rid of you. So you've got this powerful Mercury that's being challenged by Saturn and Uranus. So you're taking this ancient system. Well, I wouldn't say ancient for tarot, but this well storied system, and you're like, I have a new idea for it. I'm going to structure it in a new way. But because you've got all this Virgo energy, you can probably do it. You're going to actually put together the details and make it work. You're going to test it. You're going to make sure it works, before you put it out into the world. So that's pretty friggin' cool. Again, we got another full moon, baby. Look at this, like right on the, wow, like right exact full. And it was an eclipse too. Were you aware of that?
I had no idea. No.
You didn't know you were born during eclipse. Okay.
I could tell.
Andreas, search lunar eclipse 1988, August 27th. Let's look at the path of the eclipse. Where it was visible.
Do I have to just Google it? What do you want?
Oh, you know what? Wait. No, you know what? You're not. Sorry. I got. Well, no, you are. You are. No. Never mind. Sorry, I got confused. Yeah, search it. Let's find.
Okay.
Also,
August 1988 lunar eclipse apparently has its own wiki page.
Oh, they all do. Everyone does.
Oh, okay. I thought it was special. Wow, crazy.
I want to know where you could see it. That's where it becomes more powerful.
Visibility: Australia, North America, Pacific Ocean, eastern half of Tartaria, and much over.
So not in Europe. So yeah. So it wasn't, the blood moon was not visible. But mind you, it also happened during the day, right? I should have known that. I should have known that because you were born at the totality of it. But still very powerful, right?
I know about it. Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to his natal chart.
Born on a freaking eclipse. Okay.
Indeed. Which means that. And by the way, you also were going through a nodal return over the past year. Okay. So the eclipses would have been very important for you because you were born within this eclipse cycle. I don't know if you noted big changes in your life over the past year. 2 years,
yeah,
even.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, I moved house and got into a kerfuffle with the owner. So now I filed my first lawsuit.
Wow.
This year or last year. So yeah, that was quite an adventure. And I mean,
Congratulations, man. That's the sign of growing up, I say.
So when did the kerfluffle happen? We need this information if we're going to do this.
In February.
In February of this year, of last year?
Last year, yeah.
Okay, so search February eclipse. When was the eclipses? I'm trying to remember. 2025 would have been. Sorry, I'm pretty sure there was an eclipse in February, at the end of February, 2025.
February eclipse 2025.
Solar and lunar 2025. So we want here solar and lunar eclipses. Just click one. Oh, we got it right here. March. No, it was in March. Okay, so it was your kerfuffle was before the eclipses. Anyways, we'll go back to your chart. At any rate, you were having. Can we go back to the chart?
I'm trying. All right, here you go.
Andreas. Okay. No, not that one.
Dang it. Hold on.
So you've got your nodal axis in the 4th and 10th houses, right? So you've got this, like, Rahu is in your 4th house of home. Okay. So an eclipse cycle is going to ping that. And this is where, I mean, an eclipse anywhere within, for whole sign. Yeah. Okay. So that's your 5th house, but I use Placidus mostly. So your sun, okay, is in the 9th house of legal battles. Okay. The 9th house, that's where legal things happen. So because you were born on an eclipse, this whole cycle, and there's one more eclipse within this Pisces Virgo axis before we start. There might be a few. I don't have that memorized. Anyways, so this is a big moment of change for legal action and your house. Like that's within your chart. Now looking more at so your moon is on Fomalhaut, right? I don't know if you know that. Fomalhaut. Do you know what that is?
No.
Fomalhaut is the royal guardian of the south. This is aligned with the Archangel Gabriel. Okay, this is
Okay.
one of the Persians considered the 4 guardian stars, one of each direction. And Fomalhaut is a potent star, a very mystical star. Brings in a lot of mystical insights. And the moon, of course, siphons the energy of the star more profoundly than anything else in a chart. So, and your IC is right there too. Like it's a little off, but so you are someone who has this profound insight from beyond. And beyond that, I mean, you're born on an eclipse where the light of the moon is hidden, which in one sense you could say, oh, the moon is hidden, so it has less power, except for the fact that eclipses happen when the moon passes the ecliptic, where all the most potent stars are that we tend to look at, where the zodiac is, where the sun moves, right?
Mhm.
So the blood moon is really one where the light of the moon has been dimmed, but it's potent. It has supreme power, and it's one that only the blackest of sorcerers want to mess with.
Yeah.
So you can't harness the power of an eclipse; you hide.
Mhm.
So, and it's in this. Look at this exact T-square pattern with Jupiter. Jupiter in the first decan of Gemini, where it has its most power. But it's also, you might align with this. This is the first decan of Jupiter of Gemini would be the 8 of swords in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. I don't know if you use the
The
decan
Eight of-
tarot.
yeah, the Eight of Swords.
The Lord of useless knowledge.
Yeah, exactly. The what was it again in the third tarot? I don't remember, but yeah, I do. Interference. The Lord of Interference
Okay.
is the Eight of Swords. But yeah, I do relate a lot with that. I associate it with like restriction and like obstacles and having a tough time kind of like expressing yourself or like getting things done. But at the same time, you have this lady in the Rider-Waite that's blindfolded, and it's basically like you're kind of creating that illusion yourself, kind of like thinking and stuff like that, I guess.
And she's got the 8 swords behind her. That's
Yeah,
right.
exactly. Yeah.
See, I know it as the Lord of useless knowledge, which I like because my son is within that decan, and that feels like what I've spent my life doing, amassing knowledge.
Oh yeah, well, yeah. Now that you mentioned that, I mean, I'm the trivia guy. I know stuff.
Except your son is actually in the first decan of Virgo, where it's not a sun decan. Or wait, 1 second. I think it actually is. Yeah. So your son also has power in the first decan of Virgo, which is really about specific work, be it like it's like the blacksmith decan. That is that's the 8 of Pentacles. And that's really a guy who's building the Pentacles, right?
Exactly, yeah.
You do have profound power to actually make things work. And I mean, Jupiter is going to be better in that than your sun in that decan of Gemini. So but you do have this struggle with your inner world, with what you're trying to do in the world, and the higher reasoning, the higher wisdom of Jupiter. They're all conflicting. They're all in different mutable signs wanting different things. Your moon wants the mystical. Your Jupiter wants just the ideas, and then your sun wants the practical. So there's like this conflict between how do you meld them all together. I mean, writing a book about a new way to work with the tarot seems like exactly what you should be doing, right?
Yeah.
A way to unite them together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so too, and I think that's and it's a pattern that also repeats in the book. Kind of like fractal thing that kind of
yeah.
So and it's been a struggle for a long time because I've always had like different like interests, and I've noticed, but that I do have hang-ups on like practical matters, especially like at work and stuff like that. But on the other hand, I wouldn't say I'm much. I mean, I do have a tendency to daydream, but I do it like in or let's say I like to think that I do it in a conscious way, So I've kind of trained myself to not start staring and stuff like that, and try to pay attention to my surroundings, regardless what's happening in my mind and stuff like that. Be aware of things that are happening and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so it's always been this kind of trying to balance those different impulses.
Well, that's Uranus squaring your Mercury, right? Which is constantly derailing the mind. It's hard to keep the mind straight, despite having this really powerful Mercury in Virgo. But because you've got Saturn there, I mean, Saturn has decanic dignity. See, you have a lot of decanic dignity. That's what's interesting about your chart, which is the lowest form of dignity, right? It's like you being able to use that power, but it's just your own personal weird way. It's not, exalted where everyone can see it, or dignified where it's ruling stuff in your chart. It's like Saturn in the final decan of Sag, which is the 10 of wands, the 10 of wands. So that's like, oh my God, is this even worth it? Should I even try to, like, you're carrying the sticks, should I even try to do this anymore?
Yeah.
But I mean, you've got the power to do it there. But Uranus always wants the new and the exciting, but it's just before the conjunction. So, Saturn has a bit of an edge. It has a bit of an edge on Uranus there. Once it hits the conjunction, Uranus is ruling it because it's a slower moving planet. Then Saturn has to struggle with that and surmount it at the opposition. So, yeah, I mean, you're probably doing the right thing. What else is going on in your life? What else are you doing?
Well, I've been, last year I had like a sort of, how do you say, like, I wouldn't say a promotion, but like kind of a side grade in my career. So I went from customer care to B2B. So that was a interesting development. But at the same, and while the work is not very not prestigious or anything, and it doesn't make much more than I used to make before, I do have much more free time now. So I did manage. So my second book I basically wrote within that period, and now I'm already starting on my third one, or actually like 1/3 of the way in actually. So I'm balancing that with work. But at the same time, I'm also considering other options because I'm kind of done with working at call centers and stuff like that. I've considered a master course, maybe like in the near future, or like in a little bit further down the line. I've even considered going to Austria for a master because I have some friends there.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Come hang out.
But that hasn't. So yeah, I am going on a trip like in February, but it doesn't look like I'm going to start this year on a new course. But there's also like a prospect for me to do another course because I just recently met a professor who offered me an option, let's say, to do a master's course with him, which would then start in September. So then I wouldn't have to leave. I would just be here in Athens doing that, and I could even do it online while I'm working. And then maybe once I've done that, I could go for a PhD or something like that, in which case I'd be paid as well for staying there.
Can you bring his chart up? Can I see his chart again? Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Why not?
So I haven't decided yet which of these two options are for me. That's kind of or 2 or 3. And I still want to see how the book goes. And at the same time, I have other stuff going on here in Greece because I kind of want to. I'm also working on trying to build a sort of a community because around. Andreas knows a bit more about that because I talked about the Arvanites and the Albanians in Greece and stuff like that. So I've started making contacts here and trying to get people together. And actually, last night I was at an event, which was a pretty interesting experience. But it's funny because I have a couple of friends who I do these things with, and each time they suggest to do something happens. Like. Yesterday it was raining all day, and obviously in Greece, we don't have the infrastructure to support these huge amounts of water and stuff like that. So, the whole city was kind of like in panic mode.
You're saying the Greeks can't build aqueducts? What are you saying?
So, well, yeah, that's a good.
Well,
I mean, the Romans built the aqueducts, to be fair, but I mean, Constantinople also had the cisterns and stuff like that. But
well, one thing that's going on in your chart right now is you have Jupiter in your 8th house of shared resources, and it's conjunct right now in the retrograde phase. It's already made a hit. It's going to make a third hit. It's conjunct in the retrograde phase, your Venus, which rules your 7th house of other people, and specifically business partners. So like right now is an amazing time for you to build a group, to build work with other people. You just, like you said, you keep meeting people and they keep bringing opportunities to you. That's the phase you're in.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you're
but at the same time, it's like misfortune, right? So like the rainstorm and stuff like that, and the timing is always off, and so one of my friends couldn't show up yesterday, stuff like that. So it's kind of like it's just that so the community is pretty hardy. They're Albanians. They're not the Greeks are more complacent, but they are more like, they want to prove themselves and stuff like that. So even despite the like rainstorm and stuff like that, they did end up showing up.
So first off, Jupiter brings the rain, right? That's what Jupiter does. He brings the rain. So it's the retrograde hit, which is generally the more difficult of the 3 hits, but still, because it's Jupiter, not necessarily negative. It's going to be like in May, at the end of April. Actually, I'll just do by day. I want to get the exact here. So like, yeah, basically end of April, last week of April, you're going to get your 3rd hit of Jupiter to Venus, which is going to be really good for any of this. Like if you want to arrange anything with groups, like if you want to get a community together, align it for the last week of April. Big time. And also, I mean, we didn't go there, but for relationships, this is really good for you too. Like if you don't have a partner right now, this would be a time to meet someone. And, to really build your chart properly, you make this group of people and then you meet a partner through it, is exactly Jupiter and Cancer on your Venus ruling your 7th house in the 8th house. Beautiful.
Yeah, exactly.
If you can make that all work, hey man, you're living your best life. And where Saturn is in your chart, you're in like a building phase. You're at like Saturn was on your IC a couple years ago. That's real depressive, low point in life. And it's moving up now. It's moving up. So you're in like a building phase. You're just like marshaling your resources together. It's not a big like peak life experience for you right now. It's marshaling the stuff together. So yeah, what you're doing, you seem to be on the right track. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah. It does feel that way. It's just that there's still, like a lot of options, But I think I'm actually, I think staying in Greece for the time being is the right choice for me, basically.
Beautiful. Yeah. I mean, where's your Jupiter? Yeah, I see it. Yeah. Why not?
Awesome. Yeah. I was also thinking about how like the central shape looks like a diamond.
Yeah.
Like sure. The diamonds are a big central part of my my tarot system,
Huh. Yeah, it's interesting too, because the setting side is where you have your complications. It's other people, whereas the rising side is all the blue lines are the harmonious aspects. So it's it's easier for you.
Well, look, I mean, I've had a discussion with Jim previously, and we went over my chart as well. I don't know if I assume you know him, right?
Who?
Jim Kincaid, right?
Sorry, I can't hear. Jim
Kincaid.
Jim Kincaid.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. On
Team Rabbit Hole.
Exactly, Team Rabbit Hole. What was I going to say? But and basically, I mean, that discussion basically. I mean, I already kind of obviously already knew it because I also write poetry and stuff like that. But I from that moment on, I realized that basically I feed on suffering, right? I feel like so this whole like the last year was like one of my most like hectic years in my life. Just getting like constantly having to get things done, getting papers for this and that, taking with the lawsuit, with my lawyer, with my landlord, with my roommates, with this and that. But it's also been my most productive. Despite having all these challenges, I actually made more time to actually do the things that I also wanted to do. I kind of feel like when I'm under pressure that I'm actually performing better than I would otherwise. But it's something I only realize now. You know, previously I would have thought that maybe I'm not as how do you say, stress resistant as I
have proven to be anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're coming off that we're just ending Saturn in Pisces, right? Which was on your conjunct your moon, on your IC, opposing your sun, opposing your Mercury, hitting your nodes. So I mean, you're going through, in terms of like stress resistant, Saturn puts you to the test. Saturn does the stress test, right? And you survived it. So it doesn't get as stressful. You know, like you know what you can stand. Saturn in any of the mutable signs is going to be rough for you, but especially in Pisces because it hits your moon. And that's like Sadi and Vedic astrology. It's like they take the sign before and the sign after. So they're like, there's a 7-year period of your life that's hell, you know, like, but you know, you move through the worst of it. Saturn's moving into Aries and your life's getting better. And I mean, you mentioned poetry, which is interesting because you've got Neptune trining your sun and with whole sign trining your Mercury as well. That's very poetic, you know, the ability to access that stuff. And then, like I said, poetry is very moon on Fomalhaut. That's the mouth of the fish, Pisces Astrinus, which is not Pisces, but it's like the fish that's drinking the pure water that Aquarius is flowing out of the urn. Okay, and it just drinks the pure water, and so it's just this open, wide open, mystical point in the zodiac. And yeah, you got it on your moon, so yeah, you need to have some kind of like outlet for your mystical self. But you know, your chart, it's a bit easier to put your ideas out than to work with other people because, like you noted, you know, this hard aspect on the setting, whereas the rising has less hard aspects. But you know, with Jupiter and Venus in your 8th house right now, this is a really good time for you to work with other people and build, and that's the key.
Yeah. So what was that called now? From Fomalhaut?
Do you read Philip K. Dick?
Well, I have read some, but I haven't read him in a while.
Fomalhaut is the star that he calls Albemuth in Radio Free Albemuth, which he believes was one of the elements of beaming information into his brain during 2374. But if you're not into PKD, it's not as important. But yeah, no, Albemuth, and I mean, if you work with the archangels, Gabriel is going to be your best friend. So,
okay, all right. Yeah, I'll look it up because I wasn't aware of that one.
Dig into it, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with the moon and your IC there, like that's deep. Yeah, that's deep.
Yeah. Got anything about my ascendant, by the way? Because that's also one of those things that I've been looking into recently.
Can you pull it? Yeah. What were you looking into specifically?
Well, I previously I had my birth time wrong.
Okay.
Like in the past years. And so I was actually surprised to find out my ascendant is actually Scorpio. I thought it was like Taurus or something.
Oh, wow. So you really had it wrong. So you had flipped AM, PM. That's what happened. You flipped AM for PM.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, which happens a lot. That's very frequent. So basically you've got a Scorpio ascendant, which you like to investigate things, dig deeper, you know, what the meaning of the tarot and all this stuff. But I mean, so the ruler of the ascendant represents you in your own natal chart, right? The whole natal chart is you, of course. It's layers of consciousness. It's describes your whole life. But when you look at the houses, the ruler of the ascendant is you. And it's strong. It's Mars in Aries, right? That's where Mars is doing its best. It's in the 5th house of creativity. Okay.
Yeah.
So first off, your natal chart. I mean, it's squared out of sign. It's squared Neptune. So I mean, it's not as powerful a Mars as Mars generally would be in Aries. Okay. But if you're doing mystical and creative work, it's great for that. Okay. So it already implies the kind of stuff you like to do. But one of the good things about your placement is the ruler of the ascendant is going to imply health. That it kind of implies that you're a healthy person. You're probably not going to have to deal with a lot of health issues in your life.
That's true, yeah.
And so that's a really positive thing about that placement. It also implies, although Scorpio is reserved, in the sort of feeling felt sense. It tends to want to hide who they are and put out a bright face instead of the deep dark underling. But I mean, that's not your whole chart, right? It's just your ascendant. It's a color. And
Yeah.
because you have Mars in Aries, although it's under the horizon setting, like you probably, despite having all these weird interests and stuff, you know, here you came up on this show because your ascendant ruler is Mars and Aries. So you've got the courage to kind of put yourself out there and be who you are, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas with the Scorpio rising, depending on the placement of Mars and the rest of the chart, and especially with a bunch of Virgo, often someone with a similar layout would have not wanted to show themselves. But because it's ruled by Mars and Aries, and in the 5th house of creativity, and you know, you're able to come and do this kind of thing.
Interesting. I would never have thought of it that way. Because you know, I mean, I do think of myself as like kind of like reserved, but at the same time, like I try to push myself, you know, sometimes to like come to the fore. Yeah, I kind of have to do like some conscious effort, let's say, to because I also don't always know like how my idea is gonna come across and stuff like that, and I tend to stumble over my words and stuff like that, you know. So yeah, it's kind of the challenge.
Well, that's Uranus and Saturn squaring your Mercury. But one of the elements of that is that the more you do it, the better you'll get, because the Saturn Mercury aspect is really like, it's like you just got to keep doing it, you know, and you can like yeah, there are a lot of examples of that where people with Saturn Mercury, like James Earl Jones, was born with a speech impediment and then winds up becoming famous for his voice, you know. So
things you work on that you get really good at. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Yeah. Anything else?
Not really. I was just also looking at all the, you know, the other planets on the chart, and I was like, what the hell is Lilith and stuff like that. But yeah, that's more like out of general interest rather than.
Yeah. Well, Lilith is the point where the moon is at apogee. Okay, there's also a meteor Lilith. There's a bunch of stuff, but what's in this chart, Black Moon Lilith, is where the moon on that day would be at apogee. Okay, so as far away from the Earth as it can. So your moon is opposed Lilith, so your moon would be as close to the Earth as it can while being full, while being an eclipse. So it basically has more power. It kind of like it's an interpretive method, right? Like you can see that the moon is moving fast because it's opposed Lilith, so it's as close as it can get. There's different interpretive elements. I don't work with Lilith as a specific point in the chart that has its own meaning, which a lot of people do. And I mean, I could change my mind about that. I've just never studied it. Just one of these things that didn't call to me. You know, there's infinite things you can study in astrology. To this date, it hasn't called to me, but it's important to see in a chart because it tells you the speed of the moon and the distance of the moon, which is important. And I mean, when I give natal chart,
why do they relate it to, like, you know, the Gnostic Lilith, like the first woman, you know?
Because the moon is like the ultimate feminine archetype of mother, and it's where the moon is the furthest away. And so everything about the moon is what light it has. And so there's like different deities. You would worship the moon based on if the moon is waxing or waning, or if it's a dark moon. So it relates to all that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, and there are astrologers, and they're right. Like, I'm not saying they're wrong. I just haven't studied it enough to do it myself. But they would have interpretations of your midheaven being on Lilith that, you know, maybe you need to work with the dark feminine, or there's some element to that's part of your solar purpose. But it's one of there's so many things to get to. There's so much I have to research. My goodness. Here I am talking about Halo instead.
Hey, dude, Halo makes sense because it's like in the stars, you know, like if you think about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The Halo of the stars.
Was it around a specific star?
Probably. We'll have to chat it.
If we're gonna do Halo astrology, we're gonna do it right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. What star constellation does Halo see about? Let's find out if it has anything to say. Clear astronomical region, the Sol system in the Orion arm.
Oh wow! Which arm? That changes things. Wow. So the brute, the hunter. The prideful hunter.
It doesn't say.
Chasing a
says
poor
random.
little rabbit. A poor little rabbit. Well, I hope those little Halo guys win, because I don't think it's nice what Orion's doing to that baby little rabbit.
Crazy. Yeah, we definitely need to look into Halo more. There's something to that whole story.
You know I love my fictional astrology. We'll have to get there.
Oh yeah. All right.
We'll see
Well,
another day.
it's pretty. Yeah, we're pretty deep in it. But Mephistopheles, it's been awesome to have you, and I appreciate this time. Let's do it again soon. Let's do something with Raph also, and maybe Jim. Let's
For
get
sure,
Jim
man.
involved. Good. And yeah,
Been awesome
dude.
to be on.
Thank you,
Thanks
man.
for having me.
We'll do it again soon. Peace. All right. So Noah, you did it again. You went for nearly 3 hours. I don't know why, but that's how we do it every time. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I had to watch the sunset. I had to get the sunset.
That's awesome.
You can watch the darkness befall as you watch this episode.
Yeah.
Just I got a Patreon, Facing North Patreon, for anyone who wants to sign up. I'll do the lowest bar. I'll do horror for you, and then there's higher bars where I'll do your natal chart, or get at me to book a natal reading, do the full thing. Give me some time to research it. Yeah, I got daily posts. Yeah.
What are you doing with horrors at the lowest chart? Oh, horror. Yeah.
Only the lowest bar for my horrors.
Fair enough. But yeah, so you can do some pretty cool stuff, and a lot of people use this to decide their lives for them. I mean, at least to help them know how to make decisions.
Yeah, to know the waves that are coming at you, how to surf the waves properly. Right. I don't like to tell people what to do. I just like to tell them what the weather is like, and give you a nudge. Maybe you're gonna have an easier time surfing this wave than going up headfirst into these rocks over here.
Yeah. So make sure you go on to the Patreon, Facing North Astrology. You can also find his YouTube and his X account, Facing North Astrology, as well.
The X is just foul pulp. It's still old. I don't do a lot there. There's a Facebook group if you want to hit that up. There's a blog too, Facing North Astro at blogspot.com. I've got deeper articles there if you want to dig in. A lot of stuff.
They're not showing the page at all. I am the worst. I swear to God.
It's all good. It's all good.
I was trying so hard.
Make them work for it. Saturn wants you to work for it.
Facing North Astrology. Sorry, I was like looking at the page, so I was like, okay. Here is the list of all the amazing things you can get on his Patreon. There's all sorts of data that he's been preciously compiling for you. You can join for free, and you can even pay him starting at $7.99 a month. And there's actually some really great ones you could do even just for 1 month. Go for like one of the higher tiers in order to get some pretty good work done for you. So I would recommend going to Facing North Astrology for that. He's already got 32 members, and luckily that's going pretty well. So
yeah.
Keep that up. And then you can always go check him out on X. Go to Foul Pulp, Noah Campbell for Facing North, and you can check out his X account here. You can contact him directly.
Yeah, if you want to book an actual reading, do the full deal. Let me research it instead of trying to do it on the fly. It's a little rougher to do it this way. We're doing it, but it's fun. I hope everyone's having fun watching this. People like it.
It's pretty cool. And of course, this was all possible because of FChat. So thank you, FChat, and anybody who's been sending us messages and charts through FChat. We're looking at them and we're checking them out. So we appreciate you. Definitely glad you were here, and we'll do this again, hopefully even next week. So
thank you so much, Andreas.
Dude, thank you, man. This is great. And let's keep it up. All right. Happy New Year.